Okay, so dear friends, let's begin our session. But right at the beginning, I want to make this two announcements just because some of you may not have heard the instructions or whatever. Just reminding everyone once again that on Monday at 7 p.m. We will have the quiz. It will be from 7 p.m. to 7:40 p.m. and everybody is expected to attend the quiz online, in the sense you have to be present in time between 7 p.m. and 7:40 p.m. and you will have time till 7:40 p.m. to complete the thing and make your submission, and post 7:40 the link will not be accepting any more submissions. Questions will be asked only based on the lectures that we had, not based on the interactive session, not based on the secondary materials that were provided, nothing. And of course, we will tap a little into your common sense as well. So that will be the idea with the quiz. And second thing, tomorrow and day after tomorrow, we have two sessions each, in the morning and in the evening, 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. in the morning, and 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. at night, tomorrow and day after tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. And that will be a feedback session where everybody who wants to give a feedback, who is happy to give a feedback, good feedback or not bad feedback, whatever it is feedback. So you are requested to join the meeting just for 5 minutes. It is not necessary that you should be here all the time or anything like that. Of course, we will have some questions and all going on when people are not giving the feedback, but otherwise people can come online, make your feedback, preferably turn on your videos and give the feedback. Why we are doing this is because we were having lot of questions at the beginning, whether this is fake or fair. So at least you can tell people that this is not fake, this really happened. It was not something that was just a story. And of course, your feedback is whether we did full justice to what we promised. That is your feedback, of course, and there you have your opinion and you are free to express whatever you feel. That is it. And please, everybody, at least once, everybody is expected to give the feedback once, requested to give the feedback once. So whichever time suits you, please join and give the feedback. And otherwise also we will be here, some of us will be here, so you can join, and if you have questions when somebody is not giving their feedback, we can have our interactions going. If anybody has any questions regarding any part of our workshop. So that will be the schedule for tomorrow and day after tomorrow. Monday we will not have a lecture, we will only have the quiz, and post the quiz we will have the regular interactive session, where preferably or mostly we will be discussing the question paper, and then of course we can have any discussion. So that is it. So thank you all for joining. I hope this part is very clear. Monday we have the quiz, 7 p.m. to 7:40 p.m. Everybody has to attend. Saturday and Sunday we have the feedback, 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. in the morning, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. at night. Anytime according to your convenience. Come, join the Google Meet, turn your video on, give the feedback, and you can leave. That's it. Thank you. Now we can of course take questions and we can listen from you regarding anything. Of course, regarding the quiz, if you have any questions, regarding the instructions given, if you have any questions, you can post it. Along with that, I had concluded our discussions on ebook and print book publishing, differences between ebook and print book formatting, things like that. Any questions if you have, please feel free to ask them. Thank you.
Manu sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Uh, so, sir, I think everybody has a writer in us, right? We do write. Like that writer manifests when we are actually very excited or we are very depressed. That's the case with me, of course. So I do write, but that doesn't qualify as a as a poetry, and that doesn't qualify as a quote. So if you like allow me, I'll share something. Then you'll get to know like what sort of writing I do write. So like how can we, if we have to make out of something, like how to make of it? Like is it a poetry? Is it a thought? Is it a quote? What it is? Is it a short prose? So what do we call it? So if you allow me, I'll read it to you. These are just couple of lines I have written. There is
The thing is, you can decide that there is no watertight compartmentalization between these genres. And Kanisma, if you are saying something, you are on mute. So don't worry about that, whether it is a shairi or no, no, you
even
are
I
on
don't
mute.
know what it is.
Ma, I'm not telling you to mute, but your audio is on mute. If you were saying something, we couldn't hear. Don't worry about that. If you are confident about, if you are not sure what it is, you can take the opinion of your peers. That's what we meant when we spoke about feedback, taking the feedback rather than editing. You can take the feedback. And other than that, if you feel it is poetry, it is poetry. If you feel it is a shairi, it is a quote, that is it. It's the author. It's the author who decides. You feel free to decide, and that is it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Good evening to all. Am I
Kiran?
audible?
Yes, Kiran ma, please go ahead.
Sorry to ask, but please clarify this concept of metadata. I,
Metadata,
what,
the other details regarding your book, things that haven't gone inside your book, things that are not on the cover, not in other places. I mean, basically, metadata means extra data, all the other details that people will require other than the content of the book. That is metadata. Things like, of course, everything that the publisher has to know about your book, like title, subtitle, name of the author, pen name if any, then the publishing details, whether it is ebook or print book, then whether it is a box set or a single book, whether it is a trilogy or a single book, then which all formats you want the book to be converted to, details of ISBN number, details of copyright, see these are the things that we call metadata, and also the things that the publisher will require to add, like about the author and about the book description and author description. These two things also will go into the metadata part, and additionally things that they will require is things like pricing, what should be the price for at which the book should be sold, the formats into which the book should be converted, then the categories, the genre to which your book belongs. All these things, everything is specified by you. They are not doing anything. You have to specify everything. You have to tell them what the keywords are, what the categories are. So all these things together go into the metadata. And if you are not doing it online, then your tax information would also go into the metadata, and the contract also would go into the metadata. If you are dealing directly with some publisher or a press, then the contract and everything would go with the metadata. That is the idea. Everything that is not there in the book as part of the manuscript, that is the metadata. Think about it. Meta data, that is it.
okay, okay, thank you, sir.
Yes.
Can I go ahead? Am I audible, sir?
Yes, Pujana.
Uh, Hello, sir. It's been quite wonderful. Actually, I wanted to thank you also, but I'll reserve that for tomorrow's feedback session. Um, I have been following up on this publishing trajectory that you've been tracing with us, and I am trying. I have opened an account with KDP, and I'm
Wow.
trying to go through that process. So now I've done the first page, and I've come to the second page where it says put in your own ISBN or take the KDP ISBN. Which of the two?
I will explain. That can be a little confusing. There is an option for us to give our own ISBN, provided, say, for example, you have registered with the ISBN Authority of India, and you have already purchased or registered an ISBN for your book directly from them. Then you will have an ISBN of your own. That is the Indian scenario, and it is completely free, but it is a time consuming process. So I won't recommend it, because even otherwise Amazon will give you the ISBN for free. So why should you take an ISBN extra? But if you have it, then of course you have to give that, because you have registered the ISBN based, giving this title. So that should be the ISBN. It cannot have, a book cannot have two, same thing cannot have two ISBNs, right? So the metadata you had provided when you registered the ISBN. Then there is some international agency called Bowker, BOWKER, and that is the International ISBN Agency, and they are selling the ISBN number. So there you will not get ISBN for free. Only in India you have ISBN for free. So if you want to purchase, even Indians, we can purchase it as well. So if you feel that you need some paid, I don't want a free ISBN, I want a paid ISBN. If you feel like that, of course you can pay and buy an ISBN number. And in some other circumstances, we may have an ISBN we have taken earlier, or some people take a series of ISBN numbers and then they utilize it one by one when they are publishing. So that will have some continuity and things like that. So for whatever reason, if you have an ISBN number, you have to mention it there. Otherwise, mention in every platform it should be like that. You will have the option to give your ISBN number, or if you don't have it, you can take the ISBN that they are providing. And if you don't want an ISBN, that is also fine. You just don't generate an ISBN number. Say that I am happy with my book not having an ISBN number. ISBN is not compulsory or anything. It is good, of course, to have an ISBN, and for academic people it is always important to have an ISBN number to recognize your book. And when it goes to category, libraries and catalogs and things like that, an ISBN number will make the job a lot easier for the librarian, for the people who are cataloging. So it is always good. So if you don't have an ISBN number, you can ask them for an ISBN number, and once your book is published, they will allot you an ISBN number. Of course, you have to do the processes. There you have to say, you have to give an affidavit that I haven't taken an ISBN number elsewhere, and I agree to take the ISBN number that is provided to me by Amazon or Smashwords, and I will be solely responsible for any mistake that I have made in this regard. That sort of an affidavit or agreement, you have to just tick on it, and then you say, I authorize Amazon as the publisher, or only the publisher can have the ISBN. So if you are taking the ISBN number from Amazon, technically for the ISBN purpose alone, Amazon will be the publisher, but you are the self-publisher. But because of the traditional rules, those rules haven't yet changed, and that is why for the ISBN alone you have to list Amazon as the publisher. If it is Smashwords, there also the same thing happens. You are the self-publisher, every publishing rights rest with you. Still for the ISBN, if you are taking it from them, the ISBN will register them as the publisher. The company that is publishing, that sort of publisher, nothing else, not in regards to rights, just that way. So then after your book is published, they will ask, do you want to generate an ISBN for your book? And then if you say yes, you have to tick some boxes and do it, and then ISBN will be assigned by the publisher itself. Now some publishers who say that ISBN is an extra thing and all, they will ask you for payment. They will say that it is free, but you have to pay for getting this service. ISBN is free, but you have to pay for getting this service. And I showed you the different websites where they are saying that 30,000 you have to pay, and we are providing barcode and ISBN number and copyright for free. So that is a lovely way to say.
So
Yes.
in case I opt for, we go ahead with the system you told us, that I get my book published and then they assign us, ask us if we want an ISBN, and we opt for it. But in that case, we won't be able to put that ISBN on the back cover to where it appears.
You can put it on the back cover because there is always this option to edit your thing, your
Okay.
cover.
Okay.
So even after it is published, you can you can take the what you call book cover file and you can do it there, and you can take the interior file as well, and on the second page on the title verso page where you give the details, there you can leave a little bit of space so that you can add it later on. So that is also fine, and I think Amazon would do it if you would ask them. You have to leave a little bit of space behind your book where this barcode thing can be entered at the bottom. They will ask you to leave an empty column, a whited empty column. The designers will know those things, so they will have the measurement and all 2.5 into 2 or something like that. You have to leave a rectangle there without anything, empty column, and they will affix this ISBN barcode there. They will do it for you once you assign the ISBN number.
Yeah, I'm really going to beg for a favor. So if you very kindly offered help in the process that
Don't
you know.
beg, don't beg. I don't like people
No,
begging. Yeah.
no, if you could, really share some contact, we could get back to it, because this is I've realized that at different points in this process, I'm having to sort of devote a lot of time, and if I could just ram my ideas across somebody, this is very convenient, I know, without taking too much of your time. If we could just have a contact person we could reach out to at IFEST
Of
or.
course, I will. I mean, ma'am, you just message me. I will give you the details. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Not on
Thank you
this
so much.
forum because it is, it is
Yes.
recorded and all. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm happy people are doing it. Some people have even reached very close to publishing. Honestly, I didn't expect people to be doing this along with whatever I was discussing. So I'm pleased to see that people are publishing, which is a great thing. Whether it is as an ebook or a print book, it is a wonderful thing that it is working out finally. Because I was not sure whether this had clarified everything and people would be able to do that. So, Pooja ma'am, special thanks to you for doing this, going thus far. It's a big.
Not at all, sir. It's been actually quite eye-opening. We didn't know these things exist. It's just that, as you said today, that the internet is imploding with so much of misinformation that it's hard to find your way through those things. And it's only when somebody like you tell us that, okay, this route is available, I can tread that route so long as somebody tells me. But that information is hard to come by, and extremely thankful to you for that.
Yeah, being
There's still a lot
enterprising
of
is.
challenges, and
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
actually engage you in a conversation and questions about it for hours, but I won't take too much of your time and monopolize you here. I'll keep putting in
Of course,
questions.
you can ask me anytime, no issues. I will reply maybe 2-3 days later. That is the only
No problem.
problem.
Not a problem. Not a
Yeah,
problem.
yeah. Okay, thank you.
And Manu sir,
Yeah.
my play also everything is ready to publish. I got
Wow,
a publisher also,
great.
but I don't do now
Okay.
because I'm fully engaged with my PhD work
Don't
and
worry,
all.
don't
So,
worry. It is not that
but
important right
I
now.
learned everything how to publish and all these things.
Wow,
Everything is ready.
excellent.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sai. Thank you so much. Aditi has a question. I have a doubt. If someone writes a research article for assignment, it was told that personal assistance will be given. My research article is on a film. I need someone to guide me. The most approachable someone here is me. You can approach me, and of course, I may be a little busy now, but right now things are getting over, so I will be available, and if you need somebody from film field, maybe I can give the numbers of some of those people, but I don't know whether they will be able to guide you with research writing. They will give you some guidance.
Sir,
Yeah.
were we supposed to write the whole paper and send as an assignment or only an abstract?
The full
Because
paper.
Acha,
Paper.
the full paper, I have written only an abstract and I send it today.
No, we don't take abstracts.
Okay.
We take fully
Okay,
full
okay,
papers.
okay.
Just make it as an
Okay,
assignment
okay.
submission. The idea is you do it. I mean, Chitra ma'am, you don't have to do it because you have been writing articles, but the whole idea is, people who haven't done this must get get an opportunity to actually learn and practice what they are learning. And that is
Yes,
why
sir,
we
yes.
have given these assignments. The second assignment is for those who cannot do for any time constraints or whatever reason. But the third and fourth assignments are the assignments that we want everyone to do, either
Yes,
book
sir.
publishing or even you can do both, but we require only one submission and we need only one submission. But of course, I would say that you do all the assignments on your own, not for assignment. Yeah, so that we should practice what we learn, and that is
Sir,
where
so before 15th of September, I can submit the whole paper if
Definitely.
possible, because today I was of this view that abstract has only to be sent. So I wrote an abstract today only, and I have sent it today. I thought it is an assignment, that's why.
No,
So
a research
I
paper is a
I
research
mean,
paper. It has to be a full paper. Yeah,
okay, okay, sir.
yeah.
So will that not be cancelled? No, I mean my assignment will be submitted before 15th of
Yeah, yeah,
September.
no problem. No worries.
Yes, yes, sir. Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Sir, could you also once again repeat? I'm sure you've repeated this before. For publishing, what is required for us to submit as assignment? Do you need us to publish the book actually? Because I
No,
was
no,
thinking.
no. I mean, we want to see the manuscript. I mean,
Right.
the first I told you about three concrete things that you
Right.
require. One
Huh.
is the book. Second one,
Right.
I mean, the manuscript. Second one is the cover, and the third one is the metadata. We only want, as the assignment, we request you to be ready with your manuscript part.
Right.
First one that you are ready with, then 90% of the work is done, and then we can have the cover designing and all, and that is not what we are worried about. So this is the thing that you should learn, right? The first part, how to be ready with your book. So you should have the title page, first page, and the title verso page, and then other things are all optional, but the second page is very important. I am telling this again. It is a must for every book that we are publishing, the second page, and if there is any error with that they will be reading. I know that all self-publishers will be going through that second page, the title verso page, because that contains sensitive information, in the sense you cannot lie. You cannot give a prior date there. You cannot give a future date, very much into the future. Yeah, 1 or 2 days you can give for your date of publication, but otherwise there are certain things that cannot be wrongly mentioned. For example, suppose I am publishing a book with Amazon, and in the metadata I have written my book is being published by Cambridge University Press. They will not allow. They will get back to you saying that revise your metadata. You have mentioned another publisher as the. So don't never try to fool these people. The second page they will go through. I mean, inside your book you can say anything. Maybe in your acknowledgements you can thank Cambridge University Press or anybody. Nobody cares. But on the second page, all things should be. I mean, there are mandatory things that should be there, and for a model I would always suggest that go through some good books to see a good model as to how it can, I mean, what all things are required and what all things you would require. So no, I would say not just one model, go through different models, different books, and see how the second page is done in different books, and from all those you derive your own second page. That's what I would suggest. That is the easiest thing to do.
If no one else has a question, can I go ahead with mine?
Definitely.
So I was also wondering if there is any software for formatting the book.
Yes,
For the
there are
ebook.
multiple softwares, but don't use any.
Okay.
Because softwares, even Word will format your book for you. It will offer so many things. It will say that it will generate the table of content, and once Word generates your table of content, you will have to reformat the entire book, because that is going to create a lot of wrong information for you, because we are not very strong with our formatting things, and so what will happen, anything that we have bolded, anything we have given in normal, or anything we have in header, everything will go into the table of content and it will be complete mess. And Word has the habit of generating its own table of content even if we don't ask it to do so. That will be like some symbols at hash 23564 xyz, like that. There are certain things, and that will also go into your table of contents. That will be a complete mess. So I will not recommend any software for anything, whereas it has to be done manually. Don't rely on softwares for anything, because yeah, they will say that you can use this for grammar checking, spelling checking. I mean, just use the basic word feature for grammar and spell check, where they will underline those things. That is enough. Nothing else we need to use, and we must not use. For editing, of course, you have to use a human being. For cover designing, you can use so many free softwares out there which will design covers for you, but all of them, can generate only, certain types of covers, and of course you can give the pictures and all, but that never looks professional. So I wouldn't recommend that also. There are so many out there, and they will say that every publisher would say that you can use our software or our formatting system, whatever. Don't use that. The formatting we have to do, and I wouldn't even say that you should trust, you should go to anyone to do that. Learn it, and once you learn it, you can teach others, you can preach, you can show others how to get it done. I learned it like that only. I haven't attended any DTP course or publishing course, not a single day course anywhere. I learned it all doing and making mistakes. Every time it got rejected. And finally one day it got accepted. That was how I learned it. So that is the best way to learn, because this is experience. Yeah. Kanisma has a question?
I also learned the same way,
Yeah.
and I'm still learning. And you have to be a lifelong learner. That is a good thing to be. The other thing is that you can ask people, and there is no harm. If you have a specific question, you can ask somebody and they will give you an answer, and you will try it out and it will work. But the best way is, like, you can't go to heaven till you die yourself. And I mean, I don't want to talk about death specifically, but what the point is that the experience shows you the way, and the way shows you the experience. And this is definitely true. I don't think I have been part of any formal course except today's course, which has been amazingly enriching. And I'm not going to go into a eulogy or any great praise about this, but the fact is that the only way you can get this work done is by doing each part of it yourself. Where you can take help is, what should you do first? What should you do next? That kind of thing, somebody can help you.
And even certain doubts that we may have, for example, how to do the table of contents, or how to create
I'm also there.
Yeah, how to do a dot leader. There are so many dots. You see this book, in books we will see in the title, and then so many dots. If you put this dot, that is going to be a hell of a thing, and it will completely ruin your book. So there is something called a dot leader. So how to do that? You can just Google, and Google will teach you. And these things you can do it on Google. Small parts.
Do you insist on dots?
Huh?
Do you insist on dots?
No. I mean, if you want, if somebody wants it,
I find them very ugly.
I find them very beautiful, and I find it comfortable to die. I mean, it's just a personal choice, nothing else.
Yeah, but it's not mandatory.
Not mandatory, definitely.
I worked on PhD theses for so long, I mean, several years, and I've always encouraged not to have doubts. And when it's not a PhD thesis, then very often we center the titles of chapters and put the number right next to the title.
Kanisma, I'm mostly referring to poetry books where you will have frequent titles, around 30 or 40 titles. Then it dot leader helps to locate the correct page. especially for those with.
For theses, I
Yeah,
think
yeah, I agree.
dots do make sense because the numbers come right below each other, so they correspond very well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it assists the eye. Um, I have uh, done without them, and nothing has. The sky hasn't fallen, so it's perhaps a personal choice. But in any case, Pooja, anyone else, you want to ask me a question, I will do my best to answer you, and I will do my best to find out if I don't know the answer. So do come to
Thank you
me.
so much, ma'am.
And
Thank you.
And Kanisma
okay,
offers 50% discount or something for all women writers.
no, that's
That
not
is
for a question. Questions are no, no. Queries are
No, no. I mean,
absolutely fine.
in the answer there will be 50% discount, not money. The answer will be only half for women and full answers for
Oh,
men.
wicked. Oh,
that
wicked.
much I think we can claim. A little bit
Wicked.
extra bit of her.
No, no. When I'm editing a PhD thesis, there is a per page fee, and women get 50% off. Okay. That today also I sent a billing and it was 50% off. Usually women are very happy because you understand women need more support because of so many reasons. And then you had said last time na, that I don't give them 50% off, but I charge men double. You can look at it that way also. And very often I don't charge at all. So
Three cheers.
it's not
Yeah, so
convenient.
that is what Kanisma does. She gives 50% off for women and she doesn't charge for men at all. So women are happy that they are getting 50% discount and men get that work done for free.
Achha, let's not talk about money. My point was that help is available, and as I said before, the only silly or stupid question is the one you don't ask. So do not hesitate to ask. Asking for help is a sign of courage.
Exactly, ma. Ma
Aditi,
tuche salam.
yeah, Aditi is not feeling well. She has
Oh,
posted something. I'm not able to figure it out. But
okay, okay. Aditi, I have a doubt. Okay, that we
no, no,
will.
not below that she has written word limit
Word
MLA.
limit MLA 8th or ninth citation. If it is a book, don't worry about any of those things. Okay, for the article, right? See, be comfortable. You can mention whatever you are following, that's it. We don't insist on anything. A word limit can be anywhere between 1500 words to 4000 words for the article, and you can cite use MLA 8 or MLA 9. We are not bothered about those things. We want you to learn the idea. That is the whole only thing. Rules are there to help us. Rules are not there to bind us or trouble us. So don't worry about this. What happened to Aditi? She was here, no?
Yeah, she's having high fever. So
Oh,
yes, and still she insists on attending the meeting.
yeah, yeah. Many of us are many of us have fallen sick, and some of us I mean some of the members who were regularly asking questions and all, personally they have, many of them have fallen COVID positive, so it's a very sad thing. People are informing me of these things and I feel bad to hear these things. I was thinking that they were busy with something else, that's why they are no longer seen, but then people are falling
Aditi is
COVID
back.
positive. Vicky. Yes, ma'am.
Aditi has come back.
Yeah, Aditi is.
Aditi has come back.
हाँ Aditi, क्या हुआ बेटा? Fever. Oh, exam fever it is. Don't worry. Uh, after the quiz it will be over. Okay.
I came to my village today and then I was like
Oh, it
fever,
is village
so
fever.
not village fever.
It's fatigue.
Sir, her
It's
voice also
fatigue.
has changed so much.
You take rest. You take rest.
Due to the network connection issue, so I cannot be able to see the videos.
No problem. No problem. You can see it once you go back to your place, and then it will be available on video, YouTube. You will not miss anything. Okay. Maybe you take rest. Yes.
For how long will the videos that we have been recording of your
Available.
lecture as well as our interaction be available to us?
That I had mentioned, everything will be available for your perusal, whatever, as long as you wish. It's your wish. The only thing is, what IFES people have said is, you have to subscribe to the channel because these are not publicly published videos. So it is like unlisted. I am not very sure about those terminology. So it is not
Is there
public.
a,
Yeah.
is there a subscription fee?
Nothing. Subscribe means you just, it is a channel. You just click on it and
Okay.
subscribe. And it will not be a waste either because only good quality content you will find on IFES channel. There are so many lectures,
Yes.
workshops. So I think most of you may have already subscribed, so that won't be an issue at all. That is all. Subscription doesn't mean anything else, just that when there is an update or something you will be receiving, and because you are a subscriber, maybe it is like subscribers can ask access or something like that. So you have the link, and even after the workshop they will not be deleting these videos. Even the interactive sessions, unless there is something very controversial which we want to trim out, nothing will be deleted as such, and everything else will be there for you, so you will be able to access it whenever you want. And all these things are being collected by Shabina ma'am and her team into, Nina ma'am is also helping. They are all together working to collect all these things into Google Drive. Everything that is there on the WhatsApp group, everything will be there, because in WhatsApp after a few days some files will not be, you will not be able to download, and of course we will be dissolving the groups. We will not have that groups permanently. By September 5 or something we will have to, we cannot keep those groups, and that is not an interactive group, so that is why we are welcoming you to Pickwick Papers, where you all can speak as well. Many of you are already part of Pickwick Papers. Even otherwise, who are new can come there, and then there you can all talk. Means you can all communicate as well. Here it is only admin only, right? Because it is created for the workshop, and it will remain like that forever. But we will dissolve those groups. So everything will be arranged and these people are doing a wonderful job doing it daily, collecting the things, the instructions, everything. They are, I don't know, Nina ma'am had prepared a wonderful Google Classroom system even, but I just politely denied her, because maybe many of us would find it a little difficult with Google Classrooms. We are not used to it, so that was why. But it is also awesome. Maybe she will share even, I don't know if somebody is interested, but the whole thing will be there on Google Drive, and the videos, not even, you don't have to download it or anything. You just need the YouTube link. You can watch it anytime you want, every day. If you feel like seeing me, just play the video and you can see me.
So I just had a doubt, just in like while formulating the ideas of publishing a book. I was nowadays these people, we are, forgetting about the handwritten manuscript version. Like everything is printed and it's on screen. So to give a different feeling to the readers, I was just thinking, maybe crazy idea. What if the pages that I prefer it to be like a rustic feeling, like the texture of the page to be something like eco-friendly, like reuse papers, like the ink feeling, and we have, and if poems are there, there is a picture beside it for description, maybe by kids or something like that is random. So will this affect the cost of the publishing part?
Well,
Like,
if you are not typing it, I don't think there is an option to easily publish it. It will not affect the cost, but you have to go for those publishers who will take the PDF form of your book and then just print it. Just print it without making any changes. And there aren't any separate rules or anything. But you will have to format it, and formatting will be really tough. It is handwritten and all. and everything has to be converted into PDF format, because it cannot be in Word or anything. You cannot do that. So in that case, I would just suggest you to, I mean, the best thing to do is not go to any publisher as such. Go to a press and get it printed there. That is the ideal thing to do. Convert it into a PDF, take it to a press, and you have to check it, because this is that sort of a thing that publishers are not used to doing regularly. They may make some careless mistakes, and they are not responsible. They will just give whatever you give, they just print it out, and when it is a handwritten scanned document or something like that, the colors may go completely messy, or the background may appear and it may not be very clear. So I would suggest that you go for the private, local press. That is the ideal thing to do. And for very rarely we will need an ISBN number or something like that for that. If you require, here I would suggest you to go to the other way, means you apply for an ISBN number with the ISBN agency for this, and not go to any publisher, so that you can do it everything all by your own. And the local press is the best place, because they understand people's demands and requests better than these publishing houses, and that is a wonderful place to go, to smell books, to feel books, to see how it all happens. And it is a wonderful place. I would say that that should be a part of our workshop too. Had it been a real workshop, we would have taken you to a press to see how it all happens. It's worth seeing all these things, and then only we will get a real feel how things are cut and aligned, and the pasting and the spine. We will get to see and do, and that would have been done when we did this for in real time for school children. It was one of the most memorable occasions. They loved it. The only thing was they stamped into the press, and the press people had a very
please
tough
don't
time.
leave.
Okay, Kanisma is urgently required by
Sorry.
Asma. Yes, continue.
Sorry to interrupt. I
No,
just
no
saw her
interruption.
message and I had to.
No,
I just
Kanisma,
had to.
Asma ma'am urgently needs you for some
Uh,
question.
Kanish ji, yes, I had this query. I visited the ICF on Google. I made a search for it, and you had mentioned one Dr. Venkat. I didn't come across a Dr. Venkat, but there was a Vivek Vivek Kumar, I think,
Vivek
who was
is the founder of ICF, and Venkat is just a person in that. He is conducting some courses and things like that.
I see.
Yeah, so Vivek is the person to
Vivek Kumar
contact
is
for
the
ICF.
founder and very important and very helpful, and he has the reach of an octopus, it seems, because he's in so many things, and he continues to do medical editing as well. He has overseas clients. Now, Dr. Venkat is a very devoted and very, very knowledgeable trainer. If you want to become a member of ICF, you have to go through Facebook. If you don't go through Facebook, I think there is a contact us link on the website, and then you can become a member without being a member of Facebook. Okay,
I see. Okay.
does that help you?
Yeah, that's helpful. That's helpful. Yeah, because I'm not on Facebook, so I think going to the website directly would be more helpful, I guess.
Somebody else contacted.
Even we can give you the phone number of Vivek sir, and you can just WhatsApp him, and he will add you to the group. No problem.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can.
Yeah,
I will
that
give
would
you
be
the
helpful.
Hi Vivek is his email address. I'll just put the email address on for you. Okay, I'll
Sure,
just
ma'am.
go
Thanks
to
so
my.
much. Thank you.
Not at all. Not at all. My pleasure.
Kanisma, you can share it personally, not here.
What did you say?
Kanisma, you can share the email address personally, because this will go on YouTube and more people will be watching. No, so let us keep it on personal chat. The address and phone numbers and things like this.
Yeah, that's correct. I can put it on the Pickwick Papers.
Of
Are
course,
you a member of Pickwick Papers?
No, no, you can share it with me, ma'am. I will share it with her, or I will give Kanisma's
Yes.
number. No issues. Anything can be done.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I've messaged it to you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I'm leaving. Good night.
Good night, ma'am.
Good night,
Thanks so
ma'am.
much. Good night,
Good,
ma'am.
You're
good night,
welcome. You're
Kanisma.
very welcome.
Good night, ma'am.
So our expert opinion goes. Sanjay sir,
I think the poetry recitals are going to start now.
Yes, sir. Sanjay Kumar here.
yeah, Sanjay sir, welcome. Seeing you for the first time here.
No, no, sir. I already joined, sir.
Okay,
Many times
okay,
I joined.
okay. Could you please turn your camera on?
Uh, just wait, sir. I am in relax mode.
Everybody, please, if you are comfortable, turn your cameras on so that we will have a beautiful screen of statues and flowers, as Riaz sir put it. Rais, you seem taller for a camera. The camera cannot capture you fully. Yeah, Sanjay sir, nice meeting you.
Yes, sir.
How is the session going on?
Fine, sir. Fine.
Fine,
But
fine.
due to some reason, I am not able to attend some of the
No
sessions.
issues. Yeah. Do we have any more questions? I really request somebody to ask questions if you have,
I
because
wanted
yeah.
to wanted to ask how to deal with procrastination. Like you have to do things, but still that Hamlet to be or not to be, that is the question. That kind of scenario comes in.
You
How
don't
to
have to
deal
deal
with
with
such things?
procrastination. You have to do it now. Whatever you want to do it now. I mean, no other way to deal with procrastination. Do it. Just do it. See,
That is the question, sir.
you are young people, and what should make you procrastinate? Why should you procrastinate? There is no Claudius to be killed. There are no
Hamlet,
moral
Hamlet
ambiguities.
was also Hamlet was also young, sir, but he was going through this.
But he had so many problems.
That kind of situations.
What are you procrastinating? Is it research? Is it book publishing?
Everything.
Everything procrastinating. Oh my goodness. You just start doing it now and give yourselves get deadlines, and always remember the importance of time. I would suggest a book for you. Read this memoir by Paul Kalanithi.
Sir,
I would suggest a
can
book
you
for you.
please write in the chat
Yeah,
box, sir?
yeah, yeah. When Breath Becomes Air by Paul Kalanithi. Read this and your
When breath
procrastination
becomes air.
will vanish into thin air.
When breath becomes air.
Yeah, this breath. Breath Becomes Air by Paul Kalanithi. He died young.
The one who wrote The Alchemist.
No. That is Paulo Coelho. This is Paul Kalanithi, a young, I think, neuroscientist or something, doctor who suffered from a rare illness, and he died very young. And this book was written when he was ill and on his deathbed, and it speaks about the importance of time. And nothing would inscribe this idea better on your soul than this. And if you find that you are very interested, or if you find it very interesting or boring, you will not find it boring, because it is for you, Rehna. And
Yes, sir.
he has written it for you, for procrastinators. And if that is not enough, then go to a scientific book, A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking, and then you will get the scientific side of it. And I have found these two books too inspiring to put down. Whenever I
Like,
have,
what is the scientific reason behind such things?
there is no scientific reason, but you get a feel of what time is, and then you learn what time is, and then you cannot procrastinate.
Okay, and what was that book, sir, by John Hopkins?
Not Hopkins, Stephen Hawking, the scientist.
Just
Can somebody
Stephen.
type it? A brief history of time.
And what was the name of the book?
A brief history of time.
A Brief History of Time.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, to add to what Rehana ma'am,
Okay, thank you, sir. Got it.
like
Yes, yes.
hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Richu, your audio is breaking.
Hello,
Let's hear
checking,
it.
checking.
A theory of everything is slightly different. This is better.
That movie I've seen. It's about his life. Can you watch this
I
movie
just
on Netflix?
wanted
I've
to.
seen this movie.
Am I
Richu,
audible?
ma'am, we cannot hear
Richu,
you.
you are speaking. Go ahead.
Hello, once we overcome the problem of procrastination, how can we develop the habit of perseverance? We procrastinate so much that we drop so much things, and then it becomes too much big, and then we are scared of it and we run away. And even if we want to take something, we need to hold on to it, right? We need to be with it till the end. But sometimes we just lose it in the midst. To stick on to that, everything will be solved with 2 books.
It's not audible properly, sir.
Okay, I'll get
English
I'll,
your best. Wow. Getting so many books. Who moved my cheese? Thank you, Tina, ma'am.
I am not. I have read these books as well.
Richu, you were not audible here.
Hello,
Probably
now I'm audible?
rejoin. Now you're audible.
Okay. Uh, After overcoming procrastination, how can we develop the habit of perseverance?
It's a
So that was
question.
a question.
Question for Rehna.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I cannot hear
I mean,
anything.
anybody can answer.
After the
Anybody can.
after reading everything about
She was
procrastination.
asking, once you overcome
Yes.
procrastination, how can you be perseverant then?
Yeah.
To continue. Perseverance is what? To continue, to keep ourselves engaged. But the challenge here is to conquer this procrastination.
I really feel I cannot answer, because though I have been procrastinating all the time, I have been doing something. So I have never experienced this procrastination in the real sense. So I have never felt regrets that I have wasted my time. So I don't know what it is really to feel like procrastinating. But I mean, this is a multiple audience, but still I would tell you a particular video that really made me mad about time, but unfortunately it is in Malayalam. I don't know if somebody can translate. It is I saw this video quite accidentally in 2014 or something, and it is a blog by the film star Mohanlal, and the blog article is something like a letter to God, ദൈവത്തിനൊരു കത്ത്. That is the title, and that is a wonderful blog article, and I wish somebody translates it into English, because that beautifully encapsulates the essence of time. Yes, in that blog he spoke about reading this book by Paul Kalanithi, which inspired me to read that book, and that was the time when I started my hectic life, and I haven't put my pen or my pencil or whatever down ever after, because that has become a kind of craze with me. Working has become a craze with me, and sometimes I feel that working helps in overcoming your problems, forgetting your problems, forgetting your pains, but because when you have so much work to do, you will not have time to worry about anything. So that is a blissful oblivion that comes to you with work. And I don't know why people procrastinate. I don't really know. There should be some reason, and I guess there could be some physical reason as well as biological reasons as well. People, because all these are chemicals, and I don't know whether you have heard about this. What was that effect known as? There is a particular effect where
The butterfly effect?
butter.
The butterfly effect?
No. Another effect where they have shown. Rehna, I will send this video to you. There is a video. Maybe you can find it. I don't know where I found it. I will just give you can continue. I will give you the name of the effect, and that will give you a lot of insight. So
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone, for suggesting. Thank you so much.
Sir, what I feel is that as we all are very much busy with our in our lives, apart from studies, there are so many things to deal with. But a continuous and a persistent approach, whether it is a little or too much, should be made every day, and that should be looked upon consistently, because then only you will in a month you will come to know that yes, I have gained this much. In a week, in a 6 months, you will come to know. Learning, for example, learning a word in a day, you are learning only one word, but if you keep on learning, then at least for 31 days you will have 31 words. This is what I want to say, that if you continuously do something, whether your effort is little for today because you had too many assignments, or it can be more for tomorrow because you are having less assignment tomorrow. So but there should be a continuity in your effort, and definitely all these things, procrastination, negative thoughts, or these all things will over you can overcome easily, because there is no one perfect in this whole world, and everyone has to face all these problems what the students or every generation of students will be facing all these things. So have faith on yourself own, and learn things from where you don't know. Even if, because I am telling so, because I have been a student from that background where I was not taught many things which I see today students are learning at their master's age. But still today, after coming to the teaching line, I have found that I started learning again the things from my graduation age, and I have learned a lot. I keep on doing that every day. So that is what I feel, that this is what we can, do for ourselves. And all this
Yes.
negativity, positivity, it keeps on moving just like waves. Today I can be very happy, tomorrow I can be very sad, but my approach should not stop. Approach of learning should not
Yes,
stop.
ma'am.
That is what I feel.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. That means
wonderful.
even if things are slow, we have to just keep on going. Even if
Yes,
it's slow
the
or it's
move,
fast,
there
just
should
keep
be
on
a
moving.
move. The move must go on. Yes. The show nahi, the move must go on. There should be a little effort from your side every day, and that only you will understand that what little effort you have made today. That is what I feel. This is my learning experience, nothing else.
Okay. Thank you for sharing your experience, ma'am.
I have shared the name of the experiment in the
Yes,
chat
ma'am.
box.
Marshmallow
Marshmallow
effect, right?
experiment. The idea is very simple. They took a few children, and they gave a marshmallow. Call it a candy, or an ice cream.
Candy.
They gave it to them and told them that you are in this room alone, and they have a recording all these things. You will have this thing, and if you can wait eating this for 15 minutes, then you will have one more. So the choice is between eating it now. Nina ma'am, somebody's audios are unmute. Can you please mute them? You can, because you are the host, you can mute. When if you overcome that urge to eat it, then after 15 minutes we will come back and give you one more marshmallow, so that you can have this and that together. And in this study they found most of the children, going ahead, most of them ate immediately after they left the room, after the scientists left the room, and some of them ate it after 5 minutes, some of them just watched it, licked it, and then finally they succumbed to this. And some of them waited until, small children, 3-4-year-old kids, some of them actually waited for 15 minutes, and finally they ate the marshmallow with the gift as well, additional bonus, second one as well. And it was not, this study didn't stop here, it was just the first step, and then this study continued. They looked at these people till their deaths and whatever happened in their lives. So can you call this procrastination or patience? That is there is a thin line that separates procrastination from patience as well. We sometimes think that procrastination is an evil and patience is a sin, is a virtue, but something about procrastination is patience also. I sometimes feel so, and something about patience is procrastination also. For example, why Hamlet didn't kill Claudius? I would say for some time he was very patient too. He was waiting. He wanted to make sure that he was taking the right decision. So sometimes procrastination might come from what you call homeostasis. Homeostasis is a factor. Homeostasis is the reluctance to embrace change. Reluctance to embrace change is known as homeostasis. Okay. For example, nowadays we are told about the vaccine, and everybody is telling us that you should take the vaccine. Now some people are still resisting that change. There could be so many reasons for that. Some people may have some religious beliefs. Some people are thinking that what if something wrong happens after I take this medicine. Now there is an advantage and disadvantage to it. If everybody who has taken the vaccine will have a distinct advantage, then those who are homeostatic will have a distinct disadvantage. And if everybody who has taken the vaccine will have a distinct disadvantage, then those who are homeostatic will have a distinct advantage. For example, suppose everybody who takes the vaccine dies in 2 years after taking the vaccine. Now you cannot undo it. You have taken the vaccine, so whatever antidote you take, suppose you die after 2 years. So those who are prudent enough, then we will call them prudent and clever in procrastinating. So I think it is something that nature has given us also, a skill that is into our blood or into our DNA, whatever, which helps the race survive. Because if everybody embraces something, and unfortunately what has happened is with technology, earlier human evolution happened through millions of years. For example, a third eye, a test, nature will do a test for a third eye. If it is good for the people who have a third eye will survive, and they will have more children, and soon they will dominate the world. But if that experiment fails, only people with 2 eyes will survive. So that is the idea, and it will take millions of years for that experiment to succeed. This is nature's plan and nature's system of experimentation. But with technology, what has happened is human evolution is happening outside our bodies, right? Human evolution is happening outside our body. So instead of developing wings to fly, we develop the aeroplane. Instead of developing the skill to stay underwater, we develop machines and systems that would help us to stay underwater. Similarly, so what has happened is it becomes universal very quickly. It will, for example, the mobile came and it became a very common thing among everyone in a matter of 4 to 5 years. So how much time did the evolution take? Just 4 or 5 years. So there is a big it is not natural. Technological evolution is not natural, it is unnatural, and that can wipe out a species also. Nature is very careful, so nature will not do anything that will wipe out a species. But when something happens outside our bodies, nature cannot control.
Then it kills us.
Yeah, that is where this homeostatic tendencies come into importance. And I believe that procrastination, you should not be too hypercritical about being a procrastinator. It can be sometimes good also, and I have observed this because I am interested in neuroscience and things like that. I have observed that a particular chemical in your brain, if the quantity of that chemical in your body is high, serotonin or something like that.
Serotonin, happy
So
hormones.
yeah, so if that is higher in you, then you will not procrastinate, and
Feel
if it is
happy,
lower
yes.
in you, you
Low,
will
then we feel
procrastinate.
unhappy.
Now,
Yes.
is it like we ate this hormone and we are happy or we are sad? No, it is something that is there in our body. So are we to blame for it? Are we to be blamed for being a procrastinator? I don't think so. We cannot blame anybody for anything. I very much believe in that, because it is the chemicals that are operating, and if your chemical, see, you take a tablet that will include your, increase your serotonin level, and you will suddenly be hyperactive. Or think about a person with thyroid issue. With increased thyroid, what will happen is you will become hyperactive, and then you cannot procrastinate because you are waiting to do something. Always you want to do something, so you will do everything that is to be done tomorrow, today itself. You will even precrastinate, if there is a word like that. Prepone things and do it. So I would say be a little forgiving to yourself and don't worry too much about a procrastinator. It also comes with its advantages, and there is a beauty about procrastinators as well. Anyway, this
Okay, thank you,
marshmallow
sir, for such
experiment
a
showed,
creative answer.
now this
Yeah, what did
marshmallow
this experiment show
experiment
now, sir?
showed, the result was that people who waited, the kids who waited became far more successful people in their lives. In whatever things that you have, in whatever, so-called criteria that you can use to measure success, whether it be marks or achievement or success in life, whatever, these people who waited for that 15 minutes proved to be successful than those who immediately
The late
went for
part of their life.
immediate gratification. So I don't want to interpret it. I would like everyone to interpret it the way your life is unfolding, and think whether what you are doing is, there is no right or wrong, and I don't believe that there is
Yes.
right or wrong about anything. It's about so many other factors as well.
How things are going to be placed in future, we don't know. Right?
Well,
We should have faith.
yeah, we shouldn't worry, shouldn't be anxious, or shouldn't have regrets, and shouldn't feel bad about ourselves. It's okay. It's okay being ourselves.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, I feel that sometimes procrastination is because of fear. Fear, like because we do not have adequate knowledge about something, so we don't know whether we should go for it or not. So maybe the best way is to, if we feel that we are inadequate or we don't know it, so it's the best way would be to try to know about those things which make us, step back. So like maybe people so active before in publishing. At least now, they would have an idea about what to do and what not to do, and then go for publishing. So, they would not blame themselves that why didn't I publish so much before. At least they will now do it in an informed way. So, like you said, we do not know what is procrastination, whether we are really procrastinating or we are waiting to take informed decision or step.
And something else as well, another factor, medical conditions. Certain hormonal problems can very adversely make us procrastinate. Medical conditions. And different people have different medical conditions. We may not even know what our medical conditions are.
Okay, so medical underlying issues can also cause
Can also
such
be a reason. Yeah.
Okay,
Sir,
thank you,
as you are
for
saying
so
all these
many
things, I am
guidance
reminded
on
of
this.
one thing I heard about procrastination, or somewhere I read that procrastination also tells you about your interests. Like when we watch movies, mostly we watch in a one go, a 3 hour movie in one go, and that also shows us about our interests. Mostly we procrastinate the things, like in education we are given things, we have to do it by anyhow we have to do those things, like we give exams and we are not interested sometimes, but we have to sit there, and so we can't procrastinate. And if we could, we should have procrastinated a lot, I think. And that also shows us about our interests. Procrastination in a good way, uh, we should see that where we don't procrastinate. I think that will also tell us about our own selves more.
Sorry, Jyoti ma'am,
Yes,
I
yes,
muted you
correct.
because there was a noise coming from there. Jyoti ma'am, were you supposed to speak something? Sorry.
No, ma'am. No, no, yeah.
Okay.
Nina,
And I had muted Sanjay, sir. He left.
Nina ma'am, you can mute people because in a meeting we have to mute because sometimes audio may automatically be
Yes. Only
unmuted.
for that
You don't
reason.
have to say sorry, and they can unmute themselves anytime they want. So no problems. Even if you mute them, they can unmute themselves. Okay.
Talking about patience and procrastination, Ritu has been waiting for a long while to recite a poem. Can we go ahead
Yeah,
with that?
yeah. I mean, do we have any more questions? That's what. Regarding the session, if we have any more questions, we will take. Otherwise, we are going to listen to Ritu.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
You were saying about those keywords and categories that we need to mention while publishing a book. Where we need to enter those keywords? I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
understand.
There will be columns when you are entering the metadata. You have to enter those details, right? And as you go down the page, you will find a place where you can select, and it is very easy. It is like you have to choose, but you should know what your categories are. That's all. It's very simple. It is self-explanatory. You go through the website. I mean, only when you publish you can reach that page. So you cannot see. That was why I couldn't show you in advance, because only when I am publishing something I reach that particular page. Maybe I should have taken some screenshots earlier to have shown you, but that is very simple. We will have no doubts. Anybody who has used a mobile phone in this age would definitely know how to do those things. We just need to know what our genre is, what our category is, and we can do it very easily. Don't worry at all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, I just had one small clarification. I mean, I want to confirm whether this is right. Uh, if a book goes for a reprint, then the ISBN does not change. But if an electronic publication is then later it becomes a print publication, then we have to get another ISBN. Is it right?
Yes, you are right. The thing is, formats have different ISBN number. You cannot use the ISBN number you got for the print publication for your e-publication, for the e-publication for the print publication, because those are different categories and it is a totally different concept altogether. So ISBNs should be distinct for different formats. However, if you are publishing the same book as a printing, as the second print, third print, like that, there must not be any change in the ISBN because the metadata remains the same. That is it.
Hello, Suresh sir.
Hi, Suresh. You are mute, but there is a halo over your head.
So, any more questions?
Sir, I think you can hear me now. Good evening.
Good evening, Suresh.
Sorry for the late because I was trying on a wrong link. Jyotite had to resend me now, so I could not join the earlier one.
Yeah, that is not her mistake, our mistake. There was a network issue, so that was why it happened like that.
Okay.
Happy to see you, Suresh. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. How are you?
All good. So Suresh will sing a song today, right? Isn't it? Yeah. Okay, Suresh, you go first. Anyway, you are online, we are talking, and then Ritu will wait for 5 minutes for today's song
No,
to
sir,
be over.
I just joined now, so I need to get this ambience.
You have to create the do the sadhana and all. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, 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 yeah,
So
yeah.
then Ritu can create it
Ritu,
for us. Go
Ritu,
ahead.
go ahead. Unmute yourself.
I usually forget. Uh, Actually, my poem is not really good. I mean, like a childish poem, you can say, but then I just like to try it. It's really funny one, so it's like an irony one, I guess. Yeah. I'll go. Can you hear me, sir? Um,
Yes, everyone can hear you. Yeah.
a tree in a field covered with snow is distant apart from the biggest row, stays alone like a motherless wayward, still stands tall enough to reach the skyward. Escapism was his only option to feel beloved, counting days to get over being unloved. Resurrected from the ashes and rose upward, only to find itself being furred. Again the journey of a loner begins to strive. Am I a thief? 'Cause I'm hungry and no place to live? No mother, no siblings, nobody to care. Just lost and forgotten. So many foods wasted by so many people, but still I sleep days uneaten. The night scares me every day. The spiders and the predators. They haunt me and defend me as an alienator. I want to live like you do, with friends and a family. Need a shelter to sleep peacefully and happily. But all I ever get is either kicked, thrashed, or beaten, slandered as unfaithful thief and cretin, as I try to steal meal for being hunger. That makes people crush me with their anger. The life I chose now, am I any better? No one is there to pamper or to care, or after my death to be a mourner. I was a loner tree, and now a loner little cat, left alone to die in a desolate place covered with predators' bat.
So Ritu has announced that she is no longer a doll. She is a real person who has skills, wonderful skills. Good poetry, Ritu. That was good. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
I think people are still adjusting to the frequency of your voice. That's why they are not yet responding.
Yeah, it was unexpected to like from that a very meek, subtle voice to bring out such powerful words we were not expecting. Even I'm shocked.
Yeah.
And even Ritu said in the beginning that it is funny and ironic, and the poem was just opposite of that. She said the poem is funny, and I was expecting Ritu will start reciting a funny poem.
I was thinking something like Humpty Dumpty had a.
Yeah. I thought it was like it because I don't know. I just wrote it just like that. I don't know. And yesterday I was really sorry because I was constantly losing my connection. I was going in and going out, going in and going out. Then I just thought that it's better.
Rehna, you can find the opposite of a procrastinator here. Ritu does everything so early that, and then she starts worries after doing it. And she was so worried until couple of days back that she will fail her MA dissertation, and she got only an A plus grade for her MA dissertation.
Wow.
She
Some
was,
people
she
do
was
it
very
early and
anxious,
then they
crying.
start thinking that why I've done early.
And
Some
for
people
that,
do
I
it late.
really like to thank sir because truly, I mean, he was the only person who really helped me. Like my supervisor was there, but then truly I was like a lost lonely cat wandering off the street.
Sir is our savior.
And surely, sir really helped me a lot.
give me the strength. And also he has even said that yeah, the thing was written really good enough. I just lost that track that I thought maybe whatever I have written again will come back for editing and editing and editing. I was like 4 to 5 times got edit, and then with 18,000 words somehow I have submitted the whole dissertation finally.
So why do you feel that you are justified in taking that much of a strain? And you said that you are going panic stricken, and she was having lot of mental agony that she is going to lose. Seriously, she thought that she's going to fail the Viva.
Yes, sir, I did, and they just gave me 14.50 out of 20 in the Viva.
Okay, and then how did you get an A plus?
They gave me 24 or 25 out of 30 in
Okay.
the dissertation.
See, the failing part as a BTech student, sorry, this is a wrong crowd. When we fail, we tell our parents that, in order to study that subject thoroughly, that is why we fail. Because once you study and then you get good marks, that's not the point, no. So I used to continuously fail in math papers and tell this explanation to parents that I want to learn it thoroughly. So you can.
And did you ever complete learning, Nina ma'am? Is it thorough now?
Math is not still thorough. My children are teaching me in grade 1. I'm always scared to teach them math. So I am expecting them to teach it to me. I had the options of taking higher grades, but then you become the HRT homeroom teacher, you have to take all subjects. So I thought I'll learn from the students themselves, and still scared about it. I will not give up. But in my case, there is nothing called procrastination. My bread and butter depends on this. If I don't do this, I'll go hungry. So it's better I do it. If I don't do it, then I'll go next day. There will be nothing. Nobody's going to pay the bills. So yeah, for people like me, say that too. And
since you have so many bills to pay, you pay this. What are the bills? So many bills that you have got to pay. For this headgear, you have to pay tax to the government. Is it?
I am very stingy. I've collected all the shawls of the previous churidars. Even if they tear off, I save all the shawls and then everybody else's shawls and stack it up. Then, if I tell the list of, bills, meaning mobile bill, current bill, that thing, then, staying, food, accommodation, then some shopping.
Okay.
Online.
These are bills. Okay, remember everyone, shopping, everything is a bill. Yeah. Suresh is waiting to enthrall us. So from a baby voice to a very masculine, strong, booming voice, we are tune your ears to another frequency. As we have a wonderful speaker and a singer here. Wonderful speaker who has a big, beautiful voice. Yes, Suresh.
Thank you, sir. No, I enjoy waiting, by listening to your conversations and all.
Yes, Suresh. Thank you.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah. So, what are you going to do today? Is it a song? Is it a poem?
I'm not prepared anything, sir. Maybe I'll.
Sir, you have cornered him, sir. So he's feeling very conscious.
No. Let him feel a little conscious.
Am I right, Suresh?
No, you're wrong.
You don't know. See, we boys are not like that.
Suresh, this is not fair.
Oh, you find him unfair, Jyoti? What is this?
Yeah.
We all feel that he is fair and handsome, and you are saying he is not fair.
Okay. Oh, sir, you're diverting me some of your fans towards me.
Yeah. Because I cannot manage everyone.
You have such a big heart for me, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. And you are a sweetheart for me. One day he came and told that he loves me. On this meeting, he came and told me, I love you. So ever since I am doting for him.
No, don't doubt then.
No, not doubting, doting.
Doting.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, Suresh, go ahead.
Sure, sir. I'll try singing one small portion from a Telugu song.
Yes, sure.
ఓ చెలియా నా ప్రియ సఖ్యా చేజారెను నా మనసే ఏ చోట జారినదో ఆ జాడే మరిచితినే నీ అందెలలో చిక్కుకుంది అని నీ పదమున చేరితినే ప్రేమంటే ఎన్ని అగచాట్లో మన కలయిక తెలిపినదే ఇరు కన్నులలో తిప్పుకుంది అని నీ పదముల సోలితినే ఓ చెలియా నా ప్రియ సఖియా చేజారెను నా మనసే ఏ చోట అది జారినదో ఆ జాడే మరిచితినే ఈ పూట చెలి నా మాట ఇక కరువైపోయెనులే అదరము ఉదరము అణుమన ఏదో అలజడి రేగెనులే ఈ క్షణలో నిరీక్షణలో అరక్షణమొక యుగమేలే చూపులన్నీ వెంటాడినట్టు నా మది కలవర పడినదిలే ఇది స్వర్గమా నరకమా ఏమిటో తెలియదులే ఈ జీవికి జీవన మరణము నీ చేతిలో ఉన్నవిలే ఓ చెలియా నా ప్రియ సఖియా జారెను నా మనసే ఏ చోట అది జారినదో ఆ జాడే మరచితినే ఓ చెలియా నా ప్రియ సఖియా చేజారెను నా మనసే
Suresh, so many hands are clapping for you,
Oh, thank
and
you.
yeah, and we are all happy to listen to you. And
I'm not prepared for us. I know I was
yeah,
actually
there were a few things missing. Few ragas were
yeah,
not. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's all right. It's all right. Next time you can perform better. Suresh, I'm just kidding. We don't know any ragas.
no, we cannot admit it unless you sing it, sir. We will judge you. You cannot be there. The self judgments are not admitted here.
Oh, not admitted. Okay,
Yeah,
so there are no beds available, right? Admission in hospitals are being denied to people. No admission.
yeah, yeah. No admission.
Suresh, can I do a spoiler? No, not a spoiler, but I don't want you to go away with so many fans there. So I ask you, there was a Priyasaki. Who are you going to dedicate this song to?
Blushing.
No, Suresh. No, no, he will kill me.
No, sir. I do not want to hurt anyone.
Oh!
He's being very modest.
No, if somebody wants me to dedicate,
He's so
so
generous. He doesn't want to hurt anyone. Suresh, this is a garden with a statue and flowers, and you are stealing many flowers.
no, you've got many gardens, so I can feel some of them. No problem.
Oh!
Well said.
Okay, Suresh, you are wonderful. That was so nice, Suresh, to listen to you. Hope you listen.
Now, yeah. Yeah, maybe you should try humming something for us.
You gave me humming. No, no, you think that I cannot sing, right, Suresh? I
Is
am
that
badly hurt.
ragam? No, you remember
No,
that
you
one.
humming.
No, Suresh, I
That
cannot.
one.
You,
The problem is, see, there is a bet going on, and there is a girl
Hard.
who has to first say Vadaparam before I can do anything. So she has locked me. She prevents me from doing anything, any singing, because she said I should sing only after she says Vadaparam, and she is not getting it right. So what can I do? I'm like trapped. I want to sing every day, but because she is not saying Vazhapadam correctly, I am what to do?
Maybe that is today.
Oh,
The
what?
day has come.
The day has come. So will she say Vazhapadam?
Nikita, give it a try now.
Yeah, she will, sir.
Yeah, she will.
Yeah. Nikita,
I can't.
Nikita, I will give you a
Boasting
real
of
Vazhapadam if you don't pronounce it correctly. I will give you a real Vazhapadam.
out of worry, she will get some syndrome. Okay, so don't be so cruel. Just give it your best try, Nikita. Come on.
Is that
Nikita, give it a
banana?
try. Give it a try. You
Yeah,
cannot. You
it's a
cannot.
banana.
You cannot.
The banana.
Nikita, you cannot. You cannot pronounce ra. You cannot. You are not getting it right.
You can.
No, no. Sir is trying to escape.
No, no, no. She cannot get it right. It is. It is
Baram.
something.
Nikita, you can do it.
Nikita, you
You can
cannot.
do
You
it.
can't. You can't.
You can.
She will. Somewhere my intuition says that she's
Nikita,
gonna do
just
today.
try. Just try one.
Okay.
No, she can't. She can't. She can't.
She can, she can, she can.
See, Suresh is
Okay.
already laughing at you, making fun of you. Now you can't.
No, I'm encouraging her.
I am going to mute you, sir, right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Neena ma'am, please mute sir.
Varaparam.
Yes, that's fine. That's fine.
That is
Richu,
not
please.
fine.
That's
That is
fine.
not fine.
No.
Richu is an honorable man. No, honorable girl, and
What?
she will say that it is not correct.
Richu, let Richu tell. Let Richu tell. There are many particular slangs. Come on, Richu. Isn't that qualified?
Varaparam.
He said, why don't try it once more? It was once more. Yeah, once more.
Varaparam.
Ah, no, no,
Varaparam.
no, no. You will not get a Vazhapadam.
That, okay.
Exactly.
Sir, she got it, sir.
No, 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 no.
So she got it.
See, if
Many
she
of my
says,
Malayali friends, they have pronounced it as she has
Sir,
done
if you
now.
are judging me according to Malayali standards, I can't do it. I'll have to limit myself to a Odia learning Malayali. So I
oh,
can't do it
you can't.
as
She
good
can't
as
do
your
it.
mother tongue.
See, she admits it. She can't do it, my dear friends. What can I do now? What can I do? She admits she can't do it. Self-admission. Yeah. Nikita, very sorry that I can understand your pain that you cannot do it. But see,
Nikita.
certain things we are not meant to do. Don't worry. We will give it a try after the workshop. Don't worry.
So we do have Ahmed Riaz and Riaz Ahmed, I guess. Both of them were ready to recite a poem. Can you all unmute and please share?
And one more brief announcement.
What about you? Do you think?
Shadaruba ma'am will recite a song in Malayalam. She will. She will sing a song. And she's a wonderful singer. And she will sing a song in Malayalam, which I shared in the group the other day. What was it? By Jerry Amaldev. Nina ma'am, I shared it
Oh,
with you.
yes.
That one. She will sing it for us. Yeah, first, Ahmed Riaz is going to do
And
it.
Rise Ahmed. Both are they are not
Yeah.
sure who is who. Can you
Ahmed
please?
Riaz is the person who made me a statue. So he will have to sing. Definitely.
Okay, shall I?
Yeah. Yes. Video is off.
So you're mute, video off. Suresh sir, you were trying to tell something?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No, you muted me?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, I was asking you to. I was asking for your song. That time, I think I thought you did it.
Nina ma'am is so cruel, Suresh. Whenever we want to
Yes,
say
sir.
something,
You has muted me, sir.
she will
The
mute.
moment
Yeah.
I asked for a song, she has muted me.
I will sing. Richu,
Yes.
Very good, Neena ma'am.
you will support me, no? I will sing.
Now, Ahmed
You
Riaz
should,
is
I have broken my
here
goal.
on screen with the progenitor. Yes, Ahmed, the stage is yours.
Yes. The progenitor. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we all
Yes,
are
yes.
listening. All
Very well.
listening.
Okay.
Very well.
Okay. The progenitor. The land is barren, rocky, sterile, a tree that alone exists, dry wind blows hard, still the tree survives. Welcomes all seasons, summer is special, figs hide all the leaves, birds come without a call, some eat, some peck and drop these days. Rain brings fresh shoots and ticks, preparing for another summer. New saplings come up the hills, a nursery of fig plants grown. Years gone, the tree is older, the land turns to fertile and green meadows. The tree is circled by many young trees better, an orchard of figs, flowers, and birds. The tree is named Manu, and orchard is humanity. It's a photo of Manu, which means an ancestor or a parent, not user.
The expression is priceless.
See, he put a sword through my heart and then he left the meeting. How cruel. First you called me a
So I
statue.
think we are the saplings.
Now you are calling me an
Nursery of fig
ancestor or
plants
a parent.
growing.
Ahmed, do you have anything personal with me?
First, you make it a statue out of you, and you keep telling.
Ahmed, we will sort it out in person. Some scores to settle. Yes, that was good. That was a wonderful point. Yeah, the project.
Rise Ahmed. Now next is Rise Ahmed. Thank you so much for sharing the poem. And I just don't want others who are supposed to, share. Yes, yes. Go ahead, please. Go ahead, please.
Sir, me?
Yes, Rise.
But sir, I'm not a writer.
Okay, so he means to say that he is a singer, not a writer. Okay, that's fine. You
No,
can
sir,
say.
I am also not a singer. But yes, I have written
Sir, he wrote everything.
performer.
A performer.
He
Okay.
wrote short stories.
He's a
He wrote.
performer. No, sir, I have
Sir,
written
he wrote
poems also.
short stories, poetry, everything.
Rais, we know that you write short stories and poetry. It is, we Google and we found out that your short stories are very famous, your poems are very famous, and it was even in BBDC news we heard about your poetry collections and things like that. So you have to make it.
I have written a poem that is in graduation and that is in Urdu. From that time till now, I did never try it.
Sir is telling about his own self.
Okay,
Yeah,
his
sir is
own.
escaping.
He's
Sir
talking
will
about
not
himself.
recite a poem.
Okay, Rais, she is calling you sir and saying that you are escaping and you are speaking about your own self. Yes, Rais is sir. He's a teacher. Very true. Pallavi, you got it correct.
No, I am talking about Manu, sir.
No,
Right, sir?
Manu is
I'm not
ancestor.
talking about
Manu
him.
is some ancestor. I
Sir,
don't know.
it is a truth universally acknowledged that Manu sir is the sir.
The sir. The sir.
Sir.
Rais, go ahead.
Sir, it is in Urdu and I have written it very long before, so I hope
Both are
that I
fine.
get.
Both are fine. We love Urdu. Shabina ma'am has
Yes.
already
Please,
made us
Irshad.
fall in love with Urdu. Yeah. Now you can go
Irshad
Sir
ahead.
will
Farmaiye.
translate it for us. Manu sir will translate it for us.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. तो आए उठाए रफ्तार से जब वो नकाब अपना
Rais, could you get the mic
उठाए
right because it
रफ्तार
is not clear. Your mic, could you please get the mic right?
ओके सर उठाए रुखसार से जब वो नकाब अपना चांद भी शर्मसार हो जाए उठाए रुखसार से जब वो नकाब अपना चांद भी शर्मसार हो जाए लगा के आंखों में काजल वो जब दिन में काली रात हो जाए उसकी हंसी अदाओं पे तो सभी मरते हैं पर मेरा हाल मजनू से भी बदतर हो जाए दिल की गहराई और तस्वर के आलम में जब मुझे सिर्फ उसकी ही तस्वीर नजर आ जाए, नजर जब पड़ती है अचानक रुखसार उसकी तरफ, लाल पड़े मेरे रुखसार और वो शर्मसार हो जाए। उसकी अदाओं की क्या पूछते हो दोस्तों, एक दिन में सौ सौ दीवाने हो जाए। आती है जब भी वो तस्वर के आलम में, मेरा दिल चूर चूर के होके फट जाए।
Guys, you don't write,
Wow,
right?
wow.
Wow.
Wow, 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 wow.
Guys, you are mute. Guys, you are mute.
Okay, okay. Sorry, sir. I have written this poem when I was in first year, and today I have done my PhD. So you can think about that. At that time, it was really kind of a
And what happened to the Ankonka Kajri?
Ruksar.
there was nobody.
That is a lie.
No, no. Everybody is in the garden to collect flowers. This is a very bad day for me.
Sir, you are bombarded with flowers, so let him also take some.
Oh, Swadesh, now you are helping him too. You have stolen some and you are helping your fellow thieves.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that was wonderful. Yeah, yeah, that is nice.
But he should have continued, sir. Had he continued, you could imagine, would have been a modern Kalidas.
Actually, he continued, but he cannot read it out here. That is why.
कुछ बातें अनकहे.
Ah, unheard melodies are sweeter. Yes, Rais, that was nice. But seriously, what Suresh said, I second. You should continue writing. Definitely, whether it is
Actually,
in
sir,
Urdu.
when you have poetry comes either when you have a real experience and when you don't have a real experience. Like one day I was listening an interview and Samir was giving that interview. Samir, the lyricist, Bollywood lyricist, and he told me that when I write a song, the people come to me that you write a song. It seems that have you ever faced such type of things? You are such an old person and you are writing a song. It seems like you're a young 25-year-old guy or 20-year-old guy who has experienced a love or a affair with somebody, and when we imagine that it might have written a 20-year-old, when we know that it is a Samir and we see your pic and you are an old person, we don't believe. So sometimes it is just real experience, sometimes it is just imagination. But imagination does not come to me, and it was a real experience, but that real experience stopped. Then poetry also got stopped.
Well, what he is saying is basically, when you are in heaven, you don't have to dream of heaven, right? He is living in Kashmir. He lives in Kashmir, and Shavlin, he is from Kashmir too. And he says reality is forcing him to not write. Raish, I partly agree with you. Sometimes reality can be a little bit of a dampener for your creative juices to flow. But still, I would ask you to make a conscious effort to write, not wait for the inspiration or the right urge to strike, the right urge to write, but try to write and
Probably
then.
I'm not found able, probably I'm not able to find the muses and the divine afflatus.
Sir, I do agree with Rais that I cannot write if I do not have that personal experience, or if I cannot feel that very moment. I cannot write about things. I can write only if I have that emotion attached to that person or that very particular incident. But I am good at one thing also, in imagination. I can imagine anything. But I haven't write anything by imagining anything. I just write when I feel like writing. But I cannot write because I have to write and I will sit and imagine anything. That I cannot do also.
I don't know if this is related to Jammu and Kashmir people. Pallavi is also here. Pallavi, what do you think of it?
Pallavi is from Jammu too, yeah.
Yes, sir. She is my
Yes.
classmate, my friend Pallavi. She's here.
Yes, sir. I am. I too from Jammu. I am from Jammu.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
So today Jammu is the majority. Jammu Kashmir.
So the other day you were saying that the poet is different from the person. While telling your experiences, that you don't have to experience something to write something. So how do you separate the poet from the person when you are writing a poem?
Well, I agree with Shavlin in the sense that to write a poem, you need some sort of an inspiration. I don't know whether it is a real event or an imaginative one, but some inspiration should strike. But having said that, I also think that poetry is a skill which you can, put to action, or we can utilize even when that urge doesn't strike. So I may be able to write a poem even when I am not inspired, or even when I am not having that urge, and others will not know that that is not a proper poem in my sense. Others will say, Manu, you did it is a wonderful poem. And Mona Lisa, a poem that I recited a few days back, it was not inspired poetry. It was an academic poem, in the sense I wanted to write it and I wrote it purposefully without any inspiration. Now that is the one poem which has won me a lot of accolades. Now the question is, I may not like that poem as one of my best. No way it is one of my best, because I know that there is no heart involved in that poem. Only the brain has gone into the poem. But then the world may see things differently, and that is where I feel that we need not always think that inspiration is the only raw material for poetry. Sometimes it can be perspiration too. And if you can write poetry, you can write it even when there is no inspiration. I don't like it. I don't like to write poetry when I don't have the inspiration. But then inspiration these days comes very rarely. And as Coleridge says in Dejection and Ode, or Wordsworth says in the Immortality Ode, as you grow up, you are moving away from that star that used to shine on you, that heavenly experience. That intimations of immortality are rarer still, and you may not have that imaginative flair or that youthful vigor that gave you a lot of raw material for your poetry. But then, as Wordsworth says, Coleridge said, so I am into dejection and Ode he wrote. I can see them all so excellently fair. I see, not feel how beautiful they are. That is what they say. I can see, but not feel. Now, even if you can see, because you have that experience of writing poetry, you might be able to write poetry, and that will pass people's judgment. They might not know that you were not inspired. So I sometimes feel that there should be a right balance between inspiration and perspiration. And more often my experience is, I love the poems which I have been inspired to write, or I have been forced to write by poetry, whereas people love the poems that I wrote out of compulsion or without any inspiration. Now I don't know why, but this is the truth. So I would suggest that don't wait for the right moment, because see, there were moments in my life when I was writing lot of poetry, when I just had to put pen to paper and poetry would flow. I didn't have to worry about anything. And those days I thought it was like this all the time. So anytime, any year, anywhere, I will be able to create poetry. And then I didn't care to write that much. Only when I couldn't help it, I wrote. Now looking back, I really regret that I didn't use those moments when it came to me like, as Milton says, unpremeditated verse were whispered into my ears, but I didn't put it down on paper. And so many poems are still angry with me for not putting them down on paper. Now if I put pen to paper, it gets stuck It is not moving, and then I have to fall back on my experience of writing poetry to write poetry, not on my inspiration but on my experience of writing poetry, my knowledge of writing poetry, or my knowledge of having taught poetry, what I have told people about how to write poetry. Now that is a sad state to be in for a poet, and you don't get that inspiration. It is very troublesome. But then I think it's like life is like that. Even physically I have felt the same. There was a time when my blood pressure was so high, it was like 180, 160, like that. It was very high BP. And those were the days when I was just floating in air. I was doing my BA graduation that time, and I could see poetry everywhere, and whatever I touched turned into gold. You feel that, you know that you have that Midas touch. So even when you are giving a speech, even if you are giving a welcome speech, that also becomes a poem. You have a poetic speech to give. So that much beauty you could create. And then I took a tablet because my BP went so high, my head was in a wall. And then I went to a doctor, and the doctor said, you have to take a tablet for BP. He gave me a couple of tablets for BP. You know what? My BP came down, and along with that I stopped floating, and the poetry stopped. Then I told the doctor that, see, this is what is happening, it is unfair, I don't want this tablet, let my BP be high, but I want to write poetry, I want to be in that world. And then he said, nonsense, nothing like that, poetry is not connected with BP or anything, I have also seen poetry, don't think like that. But this is, for me, that is the truth. No doctors might agree, but for me that was when I could write my best poetry, and I was always inspired. Now I am taking those tablets even now, blood pressure tablets, and maybe because of that tablets I am not able to write poetry. And so every time I take that tablet, I think that this is the killer. This is the killer that I am eating. It is killing my poetry. But then parents tell you, you have to take the tablet. Don't have those weird notions that poetry comes from BP and all. So, but in my mind, I am very sure it is BP that gives me poetry.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
Manu
Sir,
sir,
yeah.
I have a small question for you. So, did you ever fall in love or fail in love and wrote a poetry?
Well, I have fallen in and out of love mostly with poetry itself. That was my inspiration, and fortunately for me, I don't say that I haven't fallen in love in the sense I haven't felt love for anyone. But then the thing is, I never had the courage. I was a very reticent person. I never had the courage to declare my love or profess my love or anything. So, and then poetry came into me during my degree course. Teenage was the time when you had some chance of professing your love and things like that. But that time when like that, and without, I was afraid to tell somebody that I love you, and then poetry came, and then it swept me away. And after that, it was all poetry until very recently when
So,
poetry left me.
you have recent crushes then?
Recent crushes, yes,
Until
yes.
very recent.
When poetry leaves you, you should have somebody, right? It was
True.
Anton Chekhov who said, he was a doctor. He said, medicine is my profession, and he writes poetry as well. So literature, stories as well. He said, medicine is my life, and poetry is my mistress. When I am tired of one, I spend the night with the other. Now, this is what he said. And it is true, when poetry leaves you, you will feel very lonely. But one thing I can tell you is, I don't believe poetry left me, I believe that I left poetry. Because poetry is probably the most trustworthy partner that you can ever have. Always considerate, always so loving towards you, caring towards you. You cannot have a better partner in life. And we say that loneliness is the saddest thing when you feel lonely, right? Poetry is with you when you are lonely. So the friend who is with you when you are lonely must be the best friend. Yes.
I think it's time for music from Shatrughanas.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yes. So Sorry if I spoke long.
No, sir, it was much
No
needed.
problem, sir.
Not, it's just that the others who are supposed to recite Arpana is not here. And others I don't see. If there is anyone who wants to recite a poem, just go ahead. But otherwise, we are all set for Shatrika ma'am's music. Yes. Please go ahead, ma'am.
I'm really afraid to do this. I mean, I've just only sung it once, so I don't know. Still, I'll try, but then, I mean, Manu sir should also sing if he's making me do this. Right?
He is
It's
my
difficult.
uncle.
Fair deal, fair deal. Nothing. I'll mute you, sir. You no explanation after Shatrika ma'am. You will say. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So, I was really touched by this music, though I do not understand the words, but just listening to the music was beautiful for me. So I tried singing it. ആയിരം കണ്ണുമായി കാതിരുന്നു നിന്നെ ഞാൻ എന്നിൽ നിന്നും പറന്നകാനൊരു പൈങ്കിളി മലർത്തിങ്കിളി പൈങ്കിളി മലർത്തിങ്കിളി പൈങ്കിളി മലർത്തിങ്കിളി ആയിരം കണ്ണുമായി കാതിരുന്നു നിന്നെ ഞാൻ എന്നിൽ നിന്നും പറന്നകന്നൊരു പൈങ്കിളി മലർത്തിങ്കിളി പൈങ്കിളി മലർത്തിങ്കിളി പൈങ്കിളി മലർത്തിങ്കിളി. Thank you.
Chaturma ma'am, I mean, we use it as a lullaby and it is sung with so much love. I mean, it was raining so heavily here. After your sweet lullaby, even the rains have stopped, man. My network has come strong. Thank you so much for that.
Oh my God.
So sweet. It is like, a Malayalam song. This is a Malayalam song, and it was written by Manu sir's one of his uncles, actually, Jerry Amaldeep. And now, Shadrupa ma'am, you are from which place actually? What is your mother tongue? I'm sorry.
I'm from Odisha. I'm
Odisha.
Odia.
So there are two people who have been struggling to say Varaparam and then the song in Malayalam. So can we have a vote? Shall we all take a majority vote that now it is time for Manu sir to sing a song? Because
Yes, he
there is
must.
a song in Malayalam, the words in Malayalam. So it vote. It just show thumbs up, everyone. Take a vote. Let's take a vote.
Yeah, that
I
is
think
fine.
No, but
he's
I
gonna
want
sing. He's
whether
singing. You don't have to go for voting.
it was all right. Like, I mean, the
It's
pronunciation of
beautiful. Beautiful.
Except കാത്തിരുന്നു, it should be no. It is കാതിരുന്നു. It is not കാതിരുന്നു. It is കാത്തിരുന്നു. ഇത്ത.
കാത്തിരുന്നു.
കാത്തിരുന്നു.
the
The doubling or tripling is required.
കാത്തിരുന്നു.
In Malayalam, we stress it too much that it is itta. കാത്തിരുന്നു. കാത്തിരുന്നു.
Katiranu.
Yeah.
Sir, I heard this song and I checked its meaning also sometime back. Like, it says that, with 1,000 eyes I saw you flew away.
It's a
Like a bird, the beautiful bird.
sad story, and every time I listen to it, it brings tears to my eyes. I haven't seen that auntie for whom my uncle wrote this song. My auntie, actually, she is my auntie, and he married her, and after a few years of their very sweet life, she passed away. Very, in a very sad event. And he was already a very famous music composer in Malayalam film industry, as well as a great singer and one of the famous composers as well. But then he went into a kind of depression after she died, and for years he didn't sing. or for years he didn't write anything. Then one day he came up with this song, and this is about how he waits for her to come back to him. And it is, even now he sings this song when he comes to family functions and all. He will recite only this song, and everybody would be in tears. He is such an amazing person, such a charismatic person. If you just see his picture, you will know how much of a charisma that person's face has. He's a saint, I would say. Such a sweet person, and not because he's my uncle. I am so fortunate that I am connected to him, but such a saintly person he is, full of grace, full of charisma, full of sweetness, such a soft spoken, very small man. He's very short, very sweet person. And that is
Sir, could you please share his name so that we can?
Jerry Amaldev. Jerry Amaldev. Yeah, Nina man has given the Wikipedia link. Jerry Amaldev. And this song till date is one of the finest songs in Malayalam film industry. Isn't it, Richu? One of the sweetest.
One of the sweet.
Definitely, it's the best lullaby, and well, it can never grow old. And I'm pretty sure that all the mothers sing it to their babies when they. I mean, it's more. I am more used to it as a lullaby, I guess.
Yeah.
Sir, could you sing
I
this
cannot. I
same
am so
song?
Yeah,
sorry.
he is singing.
I shouldn't do this.
Yeah, you have been giving feedbacks to everybody, and we should also talk about your singing, right?
No, I cannot, my dear. I mean, this song, for this is the last song because I will sing, because I owe him a lot for whatever I have learned about singing and poetry. I mean, factually, and I cannot make that song ugly. No, I cannot. I will not do that. It is
Any other
very
song?
close
Any
to
other
my
song?
heart.
Any other song? Any other song?
Sir, when you sing from your heart, there's nothing bad or
It will break out into sob, nothing else. No words would come, because that much is the feeling that is there in that poem, and I cannot recite it. Even if I were a singer, I wouldn't be able to recite. And you can find a wonderful recitation, I mean singing rendering of this song by an American, Jude. What is his name?
Judy
Judy
Grady Long.
Lady
Grady
Long.
Long, yeah, Grady Long. He sings it in Malayalam. His wife is from Kerala, that's why. It's an amazing rendering that he has given to this song, and he improvises on this song's music a little bit more. Recently, there was a movie called, not very recent, but in 2016 or something. The movie was called Action Hero Biju.
Ukul Padineer.
And in that also he created a song for that movie, and that song is also very sweet, right? All on a sudden it will take you back to 25 years at least.
I was also wondering because in that entire movie, it's about just a police inspector, and there's so much of fighting justice and everything. And suddenly, I was in the theater, and the song came, and it brought a very beautiful feeling. I mean, you can't explain it in words. Something traveling back to years back. The rustic. I mean, in Kochi, and that too, the scenery was also good. And I was like, hats off to the director who brought him back. Like, usually we like this hip hop kind of music, and the words and the lyrics are usually going in, kamar dikao, wo dikao, ye dikao, and everything. And this was simply beautiful. And I watched all the interviews, and such an amazing person, very humble, down to earth, and yet he has his own principles in it. And Panimir Pookal is the song, isn't it, sir?
Yeah.
Pookal, Panimir Pookal. Beautiful.
On this note, let's listen to Nina ma'am.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is.
It's 10:50. We're supposed to finish the meeting and then go. So is it needed? Shabina, was it time for us to wind up?
No. We'll not let you.
No, no, no,
Yeah.
no.
No, first you should sing
After
and
yes.
then
I don't sing actually.
You sing,
Nina
ma'am,
ma'am, you
Oh,
should sing
please.
because today I actually want to be awake, so I do not want to sleep. That's
Same
why I
here.
asked you. Yeah.
See, I'm there.
Yes.
I went to
I
sleep, sleep
was
divorced
the
me, I came back.
the only song that Manusa must have heard is that mute kind of song that I sang. That is a big hit. But I'll try to recite a few lines of ONV Kuru. It's a poem recitation, so forgive me. If I've not done it, my pronunciation might be wrong. My diction in Malayalam is not that perfect. So if I'm making any mistake, please forgive. Okay. വേർപിരിയുവാൻ മാത്രമൊന്നിച്ചുകൂടി നാം വേദനകൾ പങ്കുവെക്കുന്നു. ഈ വേദനകൾ ഏറ്റുവാങ്ങുന്നു. കരളിൽ മീണങ്ങൾ ചുണ്ടു നുണയുന്നു. കവിതയുടെ ലഹരി നുകരുന്നു. കൊച്ചു സുഖദുഃഖ മഞ്ചാടി മണികൾ ചേർത്തു വെച്ച് പല്ലാങ്കുഴി കളിക്കുന്നു. വിരിയുന്നു കൊഴയുന്നു യാമങ്ങൾ, നമ്മളും വിരിയുന്നു. യാത്ര തുടരുന്നു, യാത്ര തുടരുന്നു. മായുന്ന സന്ധ്യകൾ മടങ്ങി വരുമോ? പാടി മറയുന്ന പക്ഷികൾ മടങ്ങി വരുമോ? മായുന്ന സന്ധ്യകൾ മടങ്ങി വരുമോ? പാടി മറയുന്ന പക്ഷികൾ മടങ്ങി വരുമോ? എങ്കിലും സന്ധ്യയുടെ കയ്യിലെ സ്വർണവും പൈങ്കിളി കൊക്കിൽ വിരിഞ്ഞ തേൻതുള്ളിയും. എങ്കിലും സന്ധ്യയുടെ കയ്യിലെ സ്വർണവും പൈങ്കിളി കൊക്കിൽ വിരിഞ്ഞ തേൻതുള്ളിയും. പൂക്കൾ നെടുവീർപ്പിടും ഗന്ധങ്ങളും മൗനപാത്രങ്ങളിൽ കാത്തുവെച്ച മാധുര്യം. മാറാപ്പിലുണ്ടെന്റെ മാറാപ്പിലുണ്ട്, അതും പിരിയാൻ യാത്ര തുടരുന്നു, യാത്ര തുടരുന്നു, യാത്ര തുടരുന്നു.
I never knew you could sing. It is good. You sing. You sang.
It was a
Yeah.
recitation.
Yeah,
Not
it was
sing.
good. Yeah.
The first poem that I recited by my father is the sole reason why I'm into literature. And he was in Sharjah for a very long time, and he always used to bring up this nostalgia thing. Madhrubhumi, there was this weekly magazine. He used to sit and read the poems and explain it to me. And we used to all, be on the bed on his chest like that, and he used to sit and recite. And I didn't have Malayalam to learn in my curriculum because it's very very vague that is there. And so he used to push me for this, and he used to appreciate. One day I sang this, and my brother was like, "Wow!" And then I went for I didn't get any prize, but then it has stuck to me. That's how I came into literature, thanks to all the English teachers and him. I am earning my bread and butter only because of that. And yeah, not some words may be wrong, but yeah, thank you so much for hearing.
No, all words were right. It was perfectly recited as well. Yeah, it's a poem actually from his collection of poetry called Pathayam. This
Pathayam.
is Pathayam, and it is actually a song that people sing, not sing, but recite when a parting meeting is going on. It is about parting, why people part, how the ways diverge, and things like that.
Picture don't kill me. It's all very sad, but I couldn't. and it suited, like it shared that will these evenings come back? Will it come back? Will all these sweet memories come back? But whatever it is, I have saved up all the dew and the sunbeams and I'll continue my journey. So it's like that. I wanted to dedicate it to you all. Yeah.
Are we having poetry sessions on Saturday and Sunday?
Well, we can't have it on Saturday and Sunday as well. Whatever, if nobody is there with questions.
Because
I request everybody to give this feedback. Then we can all have poetry, definitely.
Sorry, Jyotipriya ma'am, today also she came up for the story prompt, but then time has exceeded again.
No problem. Maybe on Monday we can continue.
Yeah, on Monday.
Maybe she can sing now.
No.
Suresh,
I
does
cannot sing.
Jyotipriya sing?
No. I don't think so.
Yes.
They are
No, sir.
classmates. Jyotipriya and Suresh are classmates for a long time, so Suresh will know better. Suresh, tell the
Sir,
truth.
I never sing, sir.
Every time she's
Suresh, why
entering,
are you trapping me?
yeah,
No,
she every time, she's entering and exiting. Please don't catch me, miss. Please don't catch me, Nina. Don't catch me. So there's 100 requests not to. That's why I kept quiet. Now that your classmate is invited, you have no other go.
Yeah,
see, I have
Suresh.
been.
then you
See, you
can
have
go
been
ahead.
capturing me for the last 10 years, so it's
Yeah,
only me alone, audience,
yeah.
one man.
Sir, I will do anything. I will do anything after you sing a song.
Oh,
Anything.
Yes,
immediately
sir.
you started calling your classmates sir. Why?
No, not Suresh. You, sir. Manu, sir.
I cannot sing. Jyotipriya ma'am, please do. Um,
Very difficult to catch you, sir. Get cold, get hot. You don't get caught.
yeah, I will try
Yes,
to
sir.
recite a Malayalam poem by ONV Kurup.
No,
If
sir. I know you cannot. I know you cannot.
No, I will do. I will do. I will do. Now Jyoti Priya ma'am is in a soup.
No, you
No.
can.
See, for landing somebody in a soup, I will definitely even sing.
No, sir. No, sir. Not today, sir.
No, no,
Oh,
no, no,
Jyoti
no.
Prema will have to sing. Oh, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no,
the
no, 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 no,
theme.
no.
So
Suresh,
where is
you.
Nikita? Nikita, you are here. Okay. Nikita,
Yeah, yeah.
accepting your Vadaparam, I am going to recite a poem in Malayalam. I will try. I don't know whether I remember properly. I studied it in school. It's a poem by ONV Kurup that Nina ma'am was telling you about. He died few years back. One of the finest poets in Malayalam, and he has written a wonderful poem titled Bhumikku Oru Charamagidam, a dirge to the earth. It is an eco-critically acclaimed poem where he is writing a funeral dirge to the earth that has died, that is dying or that has died. A very famous poem. I will only recite, I cannot sing. I can only recite. ഭൂമിക്ക് ഒരു ചരമഗീതം. ഇനിയും മരിക്കാത്ത ഭൂമി നിന്നാസന്ന മൃതിയിൽ നിനക്കാത്മശാന്തി. ഇതു നിന്റെ എൻ്റെയും ചരമശുശ്രൂഷയ്ക്ക് ഹൃദയത്തിലെന്നോ കുറിച്ച ഗീതം. മൃതിയുടെ കറുത്ത വിഷപുഷ്പം വിരിഞ്ഞതിൻ നിഴലിൽ നീ നാളെ മരവിക്കേ. ഉയരറ്റ നിൻമുഖത്തശ്രുബിന്ദുക്കളാൽ ഉദകം പകർന്നു വിലപിക്കാൻ. ഇവിടെ അവശേഷിക്കയില്ലാരും, ഈ ഞാനും ഇതു നിനക്കായി കുറിച്ചിടുന്നു. ഇനിയും മരിക്കാത്ത ഭൂമി നിന്നാസന്ന മൃതിയിൽ നിനക്കാത്മശാന്തി. പന്തിരുകുലം പെറ്റ പറയിക്കുമമ്മ നീ, എണ്ണിയാൽ തീരാത്ത തങ്ങളിലിണങ്ങാത്ത സന്തതികളെ നൊന്തു പെറ്റു. ഒന്നു മറ്റൊന്നിനെ കൊന്നു തിന്നുന്നത് കണ്ണാലെ കണ്ടിട്ടും ഒരുവരും കാണാതെ കണ്ണീരൊഴുക്കി നീ നിന്നു. പിന്നെ നിന്നെ തന്നെ അല്പാൽപമായി തിന്നു. തിന്നവർ മതിക്കവേ ഏതും വിലക്കാതെ നിന്നു നീ സർവം സഹയായി. അറിയാതെ ജനനിയെ പരിണയിച്ചൊരു യവന തരുണന്റെ കഥയെത്ര പഴകി. പുതിയ കഥയെഴുതുന്നു വസുധയുടെ മക്കളിവർ, വസുധയുടെ വസ്ത്രമുരിയുന്നു. വിപണികളിലവ വിറ്റുമോന്തുന്നു, വിടനഖര മഴുമുനകൾ കേളി തുടരുന്നു. നീ എൻ്റെ രസനയിൽ വയമ്പും മറും തേനുമായി വന്നൊരാദ്യാനുഭൂതി. നീ എൻ്റെ തിരികെടും നേരത്ത് തീർത്ഥകണമായി അലിയുമന്ത്യാനുഭൂതി. നിന്നിൽ കുറുക്കുന്ന കറുകയുടെ നെറുകയിലെ മഞ്ഞുനീർത്തുള്ളിയിൽ പോലും ഒരു കുഞ്ഞു സൂര്യനുണ്ടതു കണ്ടുദിച്ചിതൻ കരളിലൊരു വിസ്മയ വിഭാതം. ആയിരം പുഴകളുടെ ഓളങ്ങളായെൻ്റെ ആത്മഹർഷങ്ങൾക്കു താളം പിടിപ്പതും, പൂവാകയായി പൂത്തിലഞ്ഞിയായി കൊന്നയായി പുത്തനാം വർണ്ണക്കുടകൾ മാറ്റുന്നതും, കൂമൻ്റെ കൂകലായി പേടിപ്പെടുത്തി നീ കുയിലിൻ്റെ കൂകലായി പേടി മാറ്റുന്നതും, പിന്നെയൊരുഷസ്സിനെ തോളിലേറ്റുന്നതും, എന്നെ ഉണർത്തുവാൻ എന്നെ അമൃതൂട്ടുവാൻ വിടനകരമഴും.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it.
Sir, is this
You
some
want the
slow?
links?
Wow.
So you want the links? I have the
No, no, no,
link.
no, 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 no. That's enough. That's enough. More than enough. Yeah.
Thank you, Nina ma'am, for that
You remembered it
translation.
so well, sir. Such a long
Thank you, sir.
slide.
Thank you, thank you. I don't know. I know I don't recite or sing, but I can. I just
You have an
remember.
inborn talent.
Yeah, you need inborn talent to recite, and without that you cannot. Yes, Aditi,
You
tell.
have that.
I know.
Sir, it was like slokas, like, when
It's
we were
like sloka listening from
slokas.
temple kind of
Ah,
flow
Mantra
type.
type.
temple kind
Yeah.
of singing and
Mantra type. Yeah, very nice.
This
You
was
sounded
how,
Now,
so
I mean,
Jyoti ma'am.
I was following the way ONV Kurup recited it, but not, I mean, he is of course far better than me, definitely. But I was following the system that he was following to recite it. Yeah. Yes. Jyoti Priya ma'am, now it's up to you.
no,
Jyoti
sir.
ma'am.
credit goes to you because of your song, Manu sir, he has recited.
See,
Yes,
impossible
yes,
feat you
please.
have. Yeah, now
Yeah,
you
it
have
is.
You
Manu
have
sir
to,
and
ma'am.
songs. See, look at that, Jyoti.
Sir,
Yeah.
what is
Ma'am,
this?
please.
Suresh, you are to blame for this.
No, no, no. My phone is not working for 2 days from now on, okay?
I, sir, how will I sing with this
No,
husky
no, we
and
will
very
ask
serious voice?
try to block all calls from Jyoti Priya to Suresh for a couple of days.
Sir,
Sir, you are
maybe
there,
we can
right?
all
You are
sing
there.
together, sir.
Suresh, hearty condolences in advance.
I lost my SIM, sir, in the evening, actually. I don't know what
Okay,
happened.
yeah, yeah. I saw that on news updates that Suresh SIM is lost. So Jyoti, no use calling. Yeah, yeah. Jyoti Priya ma'am, yes, go ahead.
Sir, I really, I have never sung in my life, sir. I've never
Oh,
done
so this
this.
is the first time she's going to sing. Oh, what? How
Yes, sir.
fortunate we are.
So maybe we can all do it together, but I'm really sorry about this. But
No, no, what is the song?
yeah.
What is the
No,
song?
I
What
mean,
is the
I
Huh.
name of
took the
the song?
challenge.
No, sir.
Uh,
Any
Which
any
is the
song
song? Which is,
we can all do together, but
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no.
We
Which
will
is
all
the
be
song
You
muted,
you?
will,
and you
you
will
just
be.
start.
We
no.
You
will
just
give you
start.
full support. Full support.
Yes, full
Sir,
support.
maybe हम होंगे कामयाब will sing together.
No,
That is easy.
you know this
Jyoti
song, no?
Priya ma'am, you are
No,
trapped.
Jyoti
ma'am.
Vajani.
Really, I have never sung in my life. I've never tried it even.
You need not sing in
I'm not even a
bathroom.
bathroom singer.
You need not sing in
You can
bathroom.
try it here.
You can sing
Yeah,
in
she
Google
can.
Meet.
You can try it here.
But what song?
Don't know what's happening to my phone. It's not working. So,
Good, Suresh. I think it's. we-
Suresh, suggest a song for her. You have done
yeah.
Desiret's help, no? Anyway, you are in trouble, so let us
So
help you
you're
drown.
putting me into greater.
Yeah, find a good song from Telugu or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, you know this song, no? నీ కాళ్ళను పట్టుకు. You know that Samajavaragam.
No, I don't know. That lyrics is not very clear. That you can sing it better.
Google it, ma'am. Google the lyrics.
Yeah.
Then I'll read it like a prose rather than like a song.
No.
No, no.
Jyoti Priya ma'am expected that I would not take the bait, right?
That's why she said.
You sing any known song, you know some lyrics, right?
Oh, Suresh is very kind. She says you sing a non-song, N-O-N, non-song, a song that
No,
is.
no,
Non-song. Yes. You heard it right,
non-song.
Suresh.
Okay. Yeah.
Non.
Whatever.
Lyrics of Hum Hum Ki Kamyab is here. Sing, ma'am. Go ahead.
Should I?
No, you know film song. You can. It's fine.
Which one? The Hum Honge Kamyab?
That's not. No, no. That we all sang. so many times. All of us from AIFEST.
Okay, I'll sing that song.
Which song? Shashivardhane.
Shashivardhane.
Yeah. What? Which song? You know lyrics? You know, right? Some couple of songs.
Mm.
Come on, madam. Don't take much time.
Suresh,
Any song is
are you
fine.
Yeah.
familiar with the gravedigger scene in Hamlet? Now you know what you are doing. You are digging your own grave.
Yeah. No, anyway, I landed in trouble. So the same punishment, no, sir.
Sir, we will go with Hum Honge Kamyab, sir.
We will not go. We will not go. You go alone.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'll sing that. हम होंगे कामयाब, हम होंगे कामयाब, हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन। मन में है विश्वास, पूरा है विश्वास, हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन। We shall overcome, we shall overcome, we shall overcome one day. After that, I come to
Oh,
What
a
deep in my
heart
heart.
in my heart.
what is that?
Deep in my heart, I
Oh,
do believe.
deep in my heart, I do believe
We
we
shall.
shall overcome one day.
Very nice.
It has a Bengali translation as well.
Yeah.
It must
Vijayam.
be like
In Suresh in Telugu it is Vijayam Sadi.
Vijayam
Vijayam Sadistam.
sadistam, Vijayam sadistam, Vijayam sadistam, ఒకరోజు మనసులో ఉన్నది విశ్వాసం, పూర్తిగా ఉన్నది విశ్వాసం, విజయం సాధిస్తాం ఒకరోజు.
Yeah.
Wow. Now Jyotipriya
Yes,
ma'am
you,
is
you
very
overcame,
confident.
sir.
She will sing anything now.
Yeah.
But we should not do that. We have to
Yeah.
maintain decorum. So for the safety and well-being of all people here, we will wind up the session and ask Jyotipriya ma'am to keep quiet. Otherwise, of course, our parents will be very worried. Something went terribly wrong with our daughter and like that. Jyotipriya, you tell them that you are all right. It was just a request that you did it. It is nothing wrong with you. And
Yeah.
Suresh knows
Fine.
everything.
You can edit this, sir. You can edit this.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
You
You
can
want it
remove
as
this.
a separate video on our group, right?
No,
Yeah,
sir.
we'll ask IFES to do
Separately.
that. So everything else will be deleted and this song will be edited. She wants it to be edited and posted
No, sir. Only this
separately.
should be
Yeah, yeah, this will
deleted.
be. Yes, this.
Everything else.
Yeah,
This should be deleted.
yeah, this will be
Yeah.
deleted and your song will
It
be
will be deleted
posted. Yeah, definitely.
and make it as a
And
separate video.
I will. We can make a special request to IFES because it's a you know definitely. And we can ask them to make it public also, not private video
No,
like
sir.
ours. Uh, because Jyoti Priya ma'am will have definitely so many fans and their channel will also get so many subscribers. We will say Jyoti Priya singing like that. Jyoti Priya singing, Suresh sing
Sir,
something.
I'll be there out for all the wrong reasons.
I'm
Wow.
dreaming. I'm dreaming my tomorrow. Visualizing.
Suresh, it is not a dream. There is a word for it. Nightmare. All the
Oh,
time.
sir. Oh my.
See, at the end of Dr. Faustus, we see people finding his bones and skull scattered everywhere. So on Monday, for the meeting, we will have Suresh, the bones and skulls. Okay, that was nice. Jyoti Priyaman, thank you so much. We made everybody sing. Anybody else who wants to try their first poem, first song?
Rishma hasn't sung or recited Apurva. The Kiran, ma'am. Anybody else who would want?
We want everyone else to do it.
Anybody else?
Suresh sir, do you know that song, Telugu song, Telusa Manasa something?
I know, I know.
Tumile,
Telusu
I know
Tumile
that song.
Dil Khile.
Yeah.
I
Tumile Dil
Can
Khile.
you sing that one?
Yeah. I need to recollect the lyrics. Yes, lyrics. I'll try for you.
Thank you.
తెలుసా మనసా ఇది ఏనాటి అనుబంధము తెలుసా మనసా ఇది ఏ జన్మ సంబంధము గడచిన 6 లోకాలు 7 కాలాలు చేరలేని జతలు విరహపు జాడలేనాడు వేడి కన్నేసి చూడలేని జతలు శత జన్మాల బంధాల బంగారు క్షణమిది తెలుసా మనసా ఇది ఏనాటి అనుబంధము తెలుసా మనసా ఇది ఏ జన్మ సంబంధము
Wow, sir, it was like wow, amazing.
Thank you.
Suresh,
Thank
you are
you.
again regaining some lost ground. Very good.
Yeah.
You are stealing the show, stealing hearts. You lost your best friend, but you are getting other hearts. No, that's fine.
But she's irreplaceable, sir.
It is irreplaceable. Now he is kind to reconcile. Jyotipriya, don't take it. It is he is just trying to make up with you. Don't take this bait. He did all the wrongs and now he is trying to make up. No, no, we will not agree. No, Suresh, you are out. You are out. Finished. Yes.
But I'll go.
Would you like to sing? You have put the video on for the first time. Hello, glad to meet you.
No, we have seen her before.
Is it? I didn't notice. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I have a small son, so I'll be busy running behind him always. So I always keep the video off. Uh, Okay, I don't want to sing. I don't know to sing actually. I don't have any classical, touch. But I have tried, one of the old forms in Karnataka, Kannada literature called Gamaka. I don't know what you say in other languages for it. My grandfather, my mother's father used to sing it. Okay, it's like it's the story of Mahabharata and Ramayana. Many of the in Kannada there are three phases: ancient Kannada, middle Kannada, and modern Kannada. Maybe in other languages also same kind of thing will be there. Um, so this particular genre belongs to old Kannada or ancient Kannada. It is called as Hale Kannada in Kannada. It's nowadays no one understands it because a lot of transformation has been happening in the modern Kannada literature, and words also which we use are totally different from whatever are there in old Kannada. English only comes ancient Kannada. So only a few people recite it in Karnataka, and this is already almost on the verge of extension, we can say. Okay, so I just want to recite from there is a work called Jaimini Bharata. Okay, Jaimini Bharata, a person named Jaimini wrote it. Jaimini Bharata. Again, it's from on Mahabharata and Ramayana. They write, as I said. There are so many versions of Ramayana in Haleganada. So this is from Jaimini Bharata. There is something called Nandi Padya in the beginning, introductory part. It will be there. So one of the things I just learned it for 1 year and I left it. I couldn't continue it because I went for my PG later and I was not in my native. So I got inspiration from my grandfather, who is no more now, but he used to recite 500 to 600 stanzas by heart. On his own, he learned them. So I got inspired by him, and I went to the class for 1 year. But the problem was I didn't have any connection with music, so it was very difficult to follow all rituals, which we have to follow. So I just want to sing one particular charana, okay, or stanza inspired by you all. Actually, I was not in a mood. Okay. ಪಾವನ ತುಲಾಭರಣಮಂ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿರುವ ಪಾವನತರ ಸ್ವರೂಪಂ ನಾರದಾದಿ ಮುನಿ ಪಾವನತ ಪಾದ ಪಂಕೇರುಹದ್ವಂದ್ವಂ ಇಂದು ಕಲಾವತಂಸಂ ಉಮೆಯ ಭಾವನೆಯನೊಳಗೂಡಿರುವ ಸಕಲ ಸುರರ ಸಂಭಾವನೆಯ ಕೈಗೊಳ್ಳುವ ಲೋಕ ವಿಸ್ತರಣ ಪ್ರಭಾವನಯನತ್ರಯಂ ದೇವ ಗಂಗಾಧರಂ ದೇವ ಗಂಗಾಧರಂ ಬಿಡದೆ ಸಲಹುಗೆ ನಮ್ಮನು. ಡನ್.
Wow.
Thank you.
You don't know singing, right? Yeah, very well.
My gosh, you said you don't know classical, and then the moment
Because
it
I'm
was
so
wow,
scared,
you don't have to, you don't
There
have
will
to
be some, laya, tala missing, which classical people will come
Of
to
course,
know.
you can take training under me and Jyoti ma'am. We are the experts for classical music. Suresh and
Sir, I'm
Thank you very
all
much,
Manu, for this
Suresh and
opportunity.
Apurva will be given training. Only those two.
Hey, don't pay like that. I
But
definitely I want
he has
training.
a classical voice, sir. I
Yes, yes.
enjoyed it thoroughly.
Very nice, very nice,
Mm.
very nice. So is
I'll
it?
be watching, I'll be listening, but I won't be, switching on my video. That's all. But I have enjoyed all our
Where is your
conversation.
son? Where is your son?
He's with his father outside. Otherwise, he comes to snatch the phone.
You would have
He's
loved to
sitting.
meet
1 second, I'll show you.
Yeah.
See here.
Wow. Hi.
Oh.
Oh.
So nice.
See,
Hey, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
No,
see his literary bend of
boy
mind.
with curly hair, yellow t-shirt. Oh, small boy.
ನಿನ್ನ
Hardly
ಹೆಸರೇನು?
6 or 7 years old.
ನಿನ್ನ ಹೆಸರೇನು?
Okay, see you then. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We'll wind up. Otherwise, sir will not sleep.
Oh, even otherwise, I am sleeping.
It is our courtesy. It is 11:18 now.
Yeah,
We
so
should wind up.
nice to meet the baby. Oh,
Good night. Sorry.
Thank
good
you.
night.
Thank
Good
you
night.
so much.
Thank you so much.
Good night.
So everybody has their share of sorrows and agonies and ecstasies. So let us call it a day, and probably one of the finest days with lots of songs, and we had some good singers for a change. And it was nice that it was, in all fairness, that it had to be, there had to be some icing on the top, and of course me and Jyoti Priya singing means there is so much icing, like in Kashmir there is so much snow. So I mean, without your permission, I am acknowledging all your thanks for myself and Jyoti Priya as the greatest singers here. Nobody could do better than us. Still,
Yes.
it's fine. I mean, we are not very proud people or anything, so it's fine. You can all learn from us. The tips we will give you. And Suresh, you have to improve a little bit. Also, Apurva, she has to improve a
Yes.
little bit. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
There was some
sir.
sur missing in
Yeah,
your song, and some
that
talas also
particular
were
thing
missing.
What was the raga, sir, I was missing on?
You were missing
A lot of things. No?
Meghraga. We sing in Devaraga.
Okay.
Sir, there was nothing missing in what we sang.
Devaraga.
Sir, we sang perfectly.
Yes, Jyoti
Yeah,
Priya
yeah.
ma'am, but the
Yes.
problem is, I mean, IFEST will have no problem uploading it, but I think if because if our songs go into YouTube, YouTube will have some copyright problem because our songs will resemble the original so much that they will think that it is a copyrighted song copied and pasted, right?
So,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
there is someone who's inspired to sing right now because you both sang.
Okay, who is that?
Okay.
Who is that? She has just got the video off.
Who is
Sir,
that?
but we need
Richu,
you dates,
Richu.
both of you, Jyoti Priya and you, in future, near future, for your
I
musical
think it's
shows.
Richu.
Not me. There is another singer. She has now put her video of Shabina ma'am. Please sing.
She wants to sing.
It's not
Wow.
stable. She's saying that I am not
Wow.
stable. My
Wow.
network is. Come on, come on.
No, actually, my
Oh,
network.
I'm saying
Shabina
everything is
ma'am, that is
perfect.
awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Jyoti Priya ma'am, we are saved from being the icing. There is another icing coming.
Yes.
Inspired by Manu sir and Jyoti Priya.
Waiting.
Look at your extent of influence. Okay.
Yeah, true, true, true. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
No, actually, my network is not stable, so I think
Yeah, yeah, we understand that your
it
brain
is going
networking
and
is
coming. It is
completely unstable. That's why you decided to sing. Definitely go ahead.
let me. Oh. I forgot.
Aditi is
Sorry.
still awake. She's having fever. She's coming back and back. Dr. Jaya Ghosh, please don't take it in any other sense. We are a notorious bunch of people. We will have.
She is also notorious, just that she is not speaking. Otherwise, she is also notorious. Otherwise, she will not be here. See, only thieves alone are there with thieves. Otherwise, it is a policeman. Yes, Shabina ma'am, go ahead. We should not make Aditi
She's
sleep at all
adjusting
for
her
the next
voice,
5 days.
Uh,
Sir, she's checking her voice.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
has to be
Surtalam, I
prepared for
think.
this.
checking her voice.
Give some.
I think she's checking the lyrics.
lyrics, yeah, yeah. Actually,
Yeah, Hindolam, okay,
I'm not
madam.
getting the lyrics.
Which one? Which song? Which
Sorry,
song? Which song?
I cannot
Which
understand.
song? Tell us.
Which song?
It
We
is
will
by
volunteer.
Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. You might have heard. सांसों की माला पे सिंदूर में.
Okay,
सरसों
wait.
की यो सरसों की तेल तो पता है सरसों की क्या है सरसों की
सांसों की माला पे सिमरू में.
माला पे फरा फतेह नुसरत
नुसरत फतेह अली खान.
Same thing.
हाँ
Yeah, okay.
got it you got it
Okay, I got it.
I'll press on my screen if you have not got it
Okay. सांसों की माला पे सिमरू मैं पी का नाम, पी का नाम. सांसों की माला पे सिमरू मैं पी का नाम, पी का नाम. प्रीतम का कुछ दोष नहीं है, प्रीतम का कुछ दोष नहीं है, वो तो है निर्दोष, वो तो है निर्दोष. अपने आप से बातें करके हो गई मैं बदनाम. सांसों की माला पे सिमरू मैं पी का नाम, पी का नाम. That's it.
Wow.
Awesome.
Wow, Shabina ma'am. It was
Wow.
wonderful that you decided to sing. That was the most wonderful part of it. I'm very happy that We have 3 icings today on our faces. But Shabina ma'am does better than us, right, Jyoti? She does
Yes,
better.
lot better, much better. At least I stopped in middle and asked what was the lyric. She didn't stop anywhere and she continued her song.
Yes, 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 yes. But Shabina ma'am,
Actually,
I least expected you to sing, so this is unbelievable.
seriously, that is the influence that you have, both of you, Manu sir and Jyotika.
No, actually I am singing, but it's
Oh,
quite night and everybody's sleeping.
And we will have more upcoming singers.
see,
Hmm?
everybody is
More
thinking
in
that
the
if
coming days.
Manu sir and Jyoti Priya ma'am can sing, then anybody can sing. Okay. Yeah, so that was nice. Thank you so much. We will give the final icing to Ice Shabina man for that wonderful.
Yes.
It is truly inspired, I have no doubt, because otherwise he wouldn't sing. She is not that sort of a person who will offer to sing. So I'm so happy that Shabina man
That's
has
true.
done that. Delighted. So thank you so much. So shall we wind up?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Good night, all.
Good night, all.
Thank you,
Good
sir.
night.
Good
Good
night,
Good
sir.
night,
We
all
had a
of
good
you.
time.